Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, bro. Are we good?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I do want to talk about a couple rap things, bro, because there has been a lot going on.
Yeah, there has, man.
Okay.
Some rap beef.
First of all, okay, you mentioned when we talked earlier when people weren't listening about all the P. Diddy stuff. So first of all, let's talk about that, bro. There's a lot to unpack just in that, honestly.
Yeah, there is. I mean, well, there's a lot, but also it's pretty simple. Basically, he just like a gay mafia type dude that like kind of welcomes people into hip hop by inviting them to parties that they either do or don't want to do. And then if they do, obviously, you go places. And if you don't, then you have to kind of, I guess, make it on your own.
Yeah. I heard he has like cameras in his rooms and shit.
Yeah, and what they do is they just, again, simple, just basically hold that against you, whatever you do at his party, they hold it against you that, don't mess up with them or they'll, reveal,
You seen that awkward ass clip with him and Justin Bieber?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot to say that.
Yeah, but you could tell something weird was going on, though.
But that's just what, anytime you don't know somebody's, business, I mean, you can assume anything that is going on. But I mean, I would definitely say it's possible that there was a sexual thing going on there.
I'll say right now, bro, a lot, actually, honestly, bro, like, there's just been a lot of stuff going on. I feel like ever since R. Kelly, like, people have been really, like, just in general looking out for that shit. And then, like, I don't know, did you ever watch Nickelodeon shit when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. I mean, Nickelodeon was great.
So you, like, know all that shit, the Dan Schneider shit?
Yeah, but again, it's, people have to really get in the, really, really exposed for real. Like, there has to be confessions or something, or either that, or there has to be hard evidence.
The R. Kelly shit was rough. I don't know if you watched that, bro. Like, the surviving R. Kelly shit.
It was a little bit before my time, though.
Yeah, I actually didn't really listen to R. Kelly.
Most of his stuff that he was doing was in the 90s when I was a kid. So.
True. Plus, he had, like, the weird thing I thought about, like, the whole Stuck in My Closet song. It's, like, 90 million parts. And the thing I didn't get is, like, bro, you can have the same beat the entire time. Like, damn.
Yeah, it was a great song, though. I really appreciated that because it was, like...
It was storytelling. It was...
Yeah, it was storytelling in a way that basically said, forget rhyming, I don't have to rhyme, as much as...
So what? I have a question. Okay, so how do you feel about like separating the artist and the art? Like, where do you draw the line, bro? Because even like Michael Jackson, bro. Like, what the fuck?
You mean draw the line to? As
like,
in,
I mean, not listening to them because I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
No, dude, no. I mean, look, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not one of those types to just stop listening to somebody. Good art if they got in trouble. I'm not that type of person. Like,
I'm not really either.
I will always acknowledge the fact that if they did something, wrong, and I will always, but like, good music is good music, and I can even do it like, say that I don't care necessarily what the lyrics are saying necessarily. I just care about
voice,
the way, like, as a person that appreciates music, I just appreciate the flow of the word, how they're saying the words, and the flow of how they're keeping on beat and things like that. And that's what makes it a good song. And if I just didn't listen to any music that I just didn't agree with, bro, it would be a short list of stuff I could listen to, bro.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
sure.
Like, if you want to talk about like lyrics, bro, if you want to get into lyrics, or if you want to get into people's character, there's like be a very short list of people that I probably would be able to listen to, man.
That's probably true.
So
especially like especially when you get into like stuff like the drill rap shit, which when all that was going on, I actually was not.
Like, if I listen to drill rap, bro, I'm not. I mean, look, bro, I think what they're saying and the way they're saying the stuff is really ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I'm still listening to flow. I'm still listening to you know, the beat, how good the beat is, or
I think that I don't know. I'd say the percentage of people that actually have done something in drill music is higher, but I think in general, though, most of the people that rap about things aren't actually doing that shit.
I just leave it at, I don't know. I leave it at that.
I mean, most people get caught when they kill somebody.
I don't know, you know. Like,
Unless, I mean, how would you know? If you don't know, then you don't know. So
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who's doing what, man. It's if you get too much in people's business, you forget about your own business.
Yeah, so, there you go. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
So one thing I haven't listened to is apparently J. Cole dropped a diss song against somebody during all this. Do you know anything about that?
I know J. Cole's been caught up lately in some rap beef.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm
not super duper.
Yeah, and then I know that Chris Brown and Quavo just dropped a diss song against each other too.
Right. I saw a little bit of that.
I don't know. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everyone's dissing each other. It's really weird.
Well, I think I get it. I mean, you know, rap hasn't been on the billboards this year, and now it is. You know,
so you think that it's more of like a publicity stunt to bring rap back?
Absolutely, but you know, it's a successful one.
Yeah,
you know, it's a successful one because it.
Oh, what you keep going?
Yeah, I was going to just say, like, you know, you could beef all you want, but people are impressed by the quality of rap that they're doing. Like, they're actually making good songs. Like, forget the beef. I don't feel like we care. Like I was just saying 5 minutes ago, like, I don't feel like we care what exactly is being said as much as we care that, oh, this is a good song. Like, this is actually interesting, good song, and it's actually bringing the best out of Drake and Kendrick, especially Kendrick.
Okay, so did you listen to the Quavo and Chris Brown shit?
I just listened to that audio he had of, like, basically Chris Brown saying, Quavo saying, "Oh no, I don't want to beef," you know.
Okay, so you haven't heard those songs yet, right?
I just remember, I remember Chris Brown's diss, the one where he had.
Honestly, Chris Brown, in my opinion, won that shit. I was actually surprised at how hard he went.
I never listened to Quavo's version, so I can't say.
It was just like an average Migos song, bro. It was good because Migos is good.
Man, I'm not impressed by Chris Brown trying to, like, make it seem like he's tough because Quavo's calling him and saying, "I don't want to beef."
I didn't do enough research. I just listened to the songs.
Yeah, I'm just saying he didn't get cool points with me for that because
that is weird.
He may have got cool points with some people trying to make it seem like, oh, Quavo's scared of him. The way I see it is, bro, if somebody's calling your phone saying they don't want beef, bro, that is something that not only should stay private, but that's actually serious stuff. Like, he must be talking, if you call somebody's phone, let's do publicity stunt. Which would be weird because I don't know, you know, that's some pretty humbly, like,
the thing that makes me not think it is
to want to put yourself in people's eyes if you do that for a publicity stunt. But let's just say Quavo was keeping it real with Chris on the message machine, saying, "Hey, listen, I don't want to beef. You know, I don't want to do that." That's basically saying, bro, all the things that come with beef is just something nobody should want, bro. Like, it comes with jail, it comes with death, it comes with a whole bunch of people in unfortunate positions, and
I totally agree.
And fallout is crazy. Record labels will take it. I mean, it's a lot that comes with actual. You remember Biggie's song about what beef is? Yeah,
isn't it called "What's Beef"?
Yeah, like that song. Like, you remember what he said in that song? Beef is when you gotta have two cats to go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Beef is when your mom ain't safe up in the streets.
Yeah.
Like, who wants that?
Do you remember who died first, Tupac or Biggie?
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't even alive, bro. I was alive, but I wasn't in rap.
Yeah, I know. I just, I don't remember which one of them died first.
No, but I do think that Biggie did a great job in that song of basically, like, let's really understand what we're talking about.
Who you got winning you got anyone winning in the Tupac versus Biggie? It's tough.
I think
it's
that, you know, at the end of the day, you can either say they both lost or you can say they both won. Either way, I think it was a tie. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, it just, it's not really the type of stuff that really excites me in rap, to be honest with you.
I hear you.
Because I don't think that, I don't think that hip hop is best served when people are, honestly beefing. I think that it's best served the more, the hottest songs used to be remixes that everybody got on.
Yeah.
So those are the hot songs,
bro. My favorite era was like the Lil Wayne mixtape era, honestly. That shit was so fire.
But even that was cool because it was like people were letting him use his beat. You never saw anybody like sue him and be like, hey, like...
He has gotten sued a couple times. But most Lil Wayne, I can't remember.
I'm saying who sued him though. Like,
well, I mean, if you remember around that time, like, I mean, he was even rapping on like Lady Gaga, bro.
Oh, she sued him?
I don't remember. I know it was something high profile like that, but it was like...
I could see Lady Gaga suing because she ain't in rap, but like a lot of dudes...
Most people were cool with it though, because he killed all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just the fact that people were actually cool...
And he has money, too, so he can pay off a lot of these people.
But whatever, just the fact that they're actually cool with him destroying their beat, like, it made the song more fire, because it's like, oh, snap, this cool that he's using this beat from this other dude. And, like, to me, like, the unity in that makes it hotter to me, bro. Like, it makes it hotter. Like, to me, beefing confused me, because, like, now it's going to make me confused if I kind of want to see y'all on a song together, but now you beef, so like it's gonna be kind of weird now.
Yeah, I
imagine if Tupac and Biggie could have did like albums together.
I know, and they actually had a little bit of stuff together, not much, but I mean, I know they had that one freestyle.
Been way hotter than like some beef, bro. And
that probably you're right. Actually, I agree, and they wouldn't have died, bro. They would have had years of music after that.
Yeah,
they were still fucking young, bro. Like, they weren't as young.
Some people like that stuff, though. It's just not me, bro. Like, not me. Some people like that beef stuff. I just feel like those are people that, just like to see people in pain or like to see people get roasted. But
that's a good
point. At the end of the day, bro, I mean, that's some questionable, like, character, like, that anybody would like that. Like, do you like seeing people fight, huh? Like, you really like, not even like no boxing stuff. Like, I'm saying you like to see people like really angry at each other, huh? Like,
yeah, that's a good point, bro. That is a good point.
Like, actually angry at each other. You like to see people like that. Like, wow.
I think, okay, so, well, first of all, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, Chris Brown and Quavo? Or are we talking about...
Either one, bro. I don't want to see nobody, like, getting like that, bro. Because
there are a couple things...
I was giving Quavo props, though. Because of
I do think that is kind of fucked up. If dude's saying he doesn't even want to beef, and then you...
Don't try to make it seem like he's weak because of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because to be honest,
I didn't know he did that,
actually. To be honest, bro, he might be scared he's going to kill you. Like...
Yeah.
Like, and you know what comes with that. Like, you have to get consequences when you even do that. Like, let alone if you die, even if you kill, there's consequences.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a person saying they don't want beef, please do not misconstrue that as, oh, he's afraid of me and stuff. That's like totally weak, bro. I thought Chris Brown turned me off on that. Like, but
well, it's also kind of weird too, like, because when people have that much money, I mean, why are you really beefing with anyone, bro? Like, you just like,
oh my gosh,
you like just live your life.
That's a good way to look at it.
Though it's like weird, bro. Like, you could literally just chill and be like a millionaire.
And like, again, why not unify, bro? At least, like
the Drake.
I ain't gonna lie though, like. We're talking about perfect world, though, because really, I ain't gonna lie, that's the problem. That's why people should stay away from that darkness that I talked about before. Like I said, that dark square, that white square.
Oh yeah, people weren't there for that.
Is, bro, when you're on that dark side, man, you start to realize, bro, man, dang, all this money, nothing's ever enough.
I know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen people say, I was watching, have you ever seen the show 2.5 Men?
I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever watched an episode.
Man, I'm just tell you this part. You ain't even got to watch it before, but I'll just tell you something that a guy said in the show. You know, it's like, bro, this dude, him and there was like a group of dudes, and they were just chilling at the crib, sipping on some drink, and just kind of having guy time. You know?
Yeah.
And like one of them was just like, and they were just like expressing each other's life problems or something. That's the kind of session I guess they were trying to have. He was just like, man, I got this. My marriage is great, and I just won an award for my music. And
he's a musician in the show.
Oh yeah. Like it was like one of his buddies was a musician who was actually winning awards and doing good in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
But he was complaining about, I'm still depressed. I don't know. Everything is great. Literally, like at the house, my awards, everything. Like everything is going exactly how I would picture it as that I want it to be, and I'm unhappy though. You know, and that's what I just want people to know is just that, like, man, like if you living on that side, nothing's ever really good enough, bro. It just seems like nothing will ever fill that hole. You got to be doing some positivity in life. That's what fills the hole.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that I think money really, the thing I think everyone should try to do is at least get to the point where they're financially free enough to where they can. I mean, I think everyone at least wants that.
Even when you're not financially free, though, that positivity will still fill a hole in you. Like, well,
I agree, for sure.
At least I'm doing good for humanity, and I'm not a waste of space. And that's the problem with people who live on the dark side, bro. They really do know their POSs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they know that, like they've done some stuff that you just should never do.
A lot of people love manipulating people, bro. They get off on it.
Well, you know what I mean? You can love it in the moment, but I guarantee you there's a snapback moment too.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, you can love it in the moment.
What's weird, bro, is it's like, I don't know, it's crazy to think this because it's like everyone has their own brain, and your brain is different than my brain, and our thoughts and the way we form things are different than somebody who's fucked up. So we are over here like trying to analyze from being a good person's perspective somebody that's fucked up, but our brain doesn't even work that way. So it's like we actually can't even comprehend.
No, it's like my brain doesn't work a certain way, but I do understand. I just told you somebody's perspective from an actual, you know what I'm saying, person, or like a show or things like that actually happen. That's not even, I'm just telling you how people actually.
Oh, I know.
It actually does affect people. Like, it really does. I don't have to be in it, doing it, or feel that way to understand why they feel that way. Like,
I'm mainly talking about people that
don't have anything feeding your soul and your soul is really only fed by positivity. Like, it's not really fed by negativity, and when you feed it with negativity, it only makes you hungrier, and that's why nothing's ever enough with those people. Like, you can never have enough of anything, and you'll always have this emptiness.
Yeah.
And I mean, and nobody has to believe me on this. I know people may be listening. You could try. I ain't gonna tell you to not try. Go try that dark side out if you want to, bro. You ain't never gonna be satisfied. You're always gonna be trying to get the next high or next whatever, this or that, and you're never gonna find it.
Yeah.
But you can try. You know, if you feel like a person feel like they're different, built different, go ahead.
Especially that's the most the way that is most amplified, or I can't think of the right word, but yeah, there you go. Drugs are like that big time. Because, I mean, you know, like, I'm sure fentanyl feels great. But,
man, but
you know, You're like gonna probably die.
You know what I'm saying? So you just keep chasing it. It'll be like you'll keep, if you don't stop, you keep chasing until there's nothing left to chase, man, because you ran out of life and all that, man. You might as well just be positive. Do as much positive. I'm not saying, look, bro, I feel like there's a balance in life. That's number one. If you balance out your negativity with positivity, there's no problem. But if you want to live a wholly negative life, it's not gonna be good.
You should obviously, strive to be as positive as possible, for sure.
Sure, it's just you run into walls. You know, you realize human nature is there. You know, you have to falter at some point, depending on what.
No one's
like,
perfect.
say, for instance, you may be a great person in other people's eyes, but you know where you fell short, and nobody else may know, but you know.
Yeah.
And that's where positivity can create a depression in people, because they're just like, and then they begin to be like, well, I could have been better. But you got to take it easy, man, and really real. That's why I say it's a balance, man. Try to keep it low and balanced, and try not to have super high expectations, but you should have regular expectations as far as, you know, you can do positivity on a normal level. Like, just do right, man. Just do right whenever you can. You don't even gotta chase it. When it's time to do right, do it. You don't have to chase and be like, I gotta do right every single second of every single day.
That's a good way to put it, bro.
I'm just trying to tell people how not to be stressed out, because if you live a overly positive life, there's a stress in that. Like, there's definitely a stress in that. Like, you definitely feel like...
Yeah, you're like trying to prove something.
It's the same thing, actually, on the other side. You feel like nothing's ever enough. I can never do enough good. I can never do enough good every single day. Or I could have gave more money away. Or I could have gave more of my time.
I feel like it even helps me out with that one, dude, honestly.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's both ways, bro. It's the verse in the Bible, bro. I'm gonna read it to you, bro, because a lot of people don't know about this verse.
You still got that raggedy old Bible, bro? The little tiny one?
Yeah. Oh, tiny? Well, it's just average size, but yeah, it's raggedy, though.
Didn't you used to have one of the tiny ones?
Yeah, I got a tiny one. I don't have any tiny raggedy ones, I don't think.
Oh, bro. I know you, like, didn't you, like, keep the whole thing, like, wadded up in your pocket, though?
I have ones that I keep.
Hey, can I just tell you something, bro? I just had a flashback for some weird reason. Remember, you probably did this quite a bit, bro, but remember that one time where, you just had, like, a fucking, like, kitchen knife on you for some weird reason?
Yeah. Just going outside and stuff, yeah.
It's good, though, but I just thought it was funny because it was just
weird. That's the same thing as pepper spray or...
Yeah, it just cracked me up because it was like a just kitchen knife, you know?
Hey, it's what I could find, man. It's just what I could find.
I know, bro. Sometimes you gotta have a little shank, you know what I'm saying?
You could use anything, man. Whatever you feel like. If you feel like something...
Were you ever at a point where you had to...
use it?
Or about to be? Or take it out?
Not a knife, but no, I've definitely had times where I've needed to be, like, in a violent state of mind, maybe, or just because of people being against me, you know? But no, I've never used a knife on anybody, actually.
Pepper spray.
That was just because I had that on me because I was thinking about what possibly could happen.
I mean, it is safe, though, but most people have, like, a sheath or something, though, but yeah, I agree, though. You had what you had. You had what you had.
If I had a sheath, I would have used a sheath.
It did just crack me up, though, because I just didn't expect to see it, and you just had this fucking...
That's fair. I ain't gonna lie. You know,
it was funny as shit, though, honestly.
I didn't, that's the thing. I didn't even care what anybody thought. I just knew that if anything happened, I needed to have something, and I was just gonna have it. I didn't really worry about how it looked or anything. I know it might have looked weird and stuff. It could have got, in trouble, but, whatever.
I can't remember where it was, though. Was it just on Green Mountain? For some weird reason, it, like, sticks out in my head, because it's not really...
It was Green Mountain. Yeah, it was Green Mountain.
I remember there being a reason why it sticks in my head, though, because really, I mean, I'm vibing with what you're saying, because I know you just needed something... you know, people carry knives on them.
Mind you, dude, Green Mountain can be bad, bro.
Was it bad? I didn't really realize.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you not know, like, bro, things happen around there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if, like, you got any, like, things you remember? Because I don't really...
I wasn't around a lot. I wasn't even trying to be around a lot of things. I just hear things.
Yeah.
You know,
bro, do you remember when, that apartment complex caught on fire?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. I wish I knew how that happened.
But let me tell you this Bible verse about that thing I was saying, bro, about balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, read it off.
So it's Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 16 and 17. I bet people are going to be a little bit surprised the Bible says this, but watch this. It says, be not righteous over much, neither make yourself over wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Do not be over much wicked, neither to be foolish. Why should you die before your time? So that's verse 16 and 17. And bro, if that doesn't say be balanced, I don't know what does, bro. Like,
that is good.
You shouldn't be too wise. You shouldn't be too righteous. It's going to destroy yourself. And you shouldn't be too foolish or wicked. It's going to destroy yourself.
Yeah. I can vibe with that.
So you have to learn, and just kind of basically what it really is saying is people need to spend less time, you know what I'm saying, goofing off, and really be trying to, like, mentally find that balance.
Sometimes you just gotta goof off, bro.
Huh?
Sometimes you just gotta goof off, bro.
I'm saying, though, like, if you're doing too much of that, you're not doing enough of finding balance in your life. And that takes meditation, sort of, I would say. Not like the traditional thought of meditation, but like,
I don't have
really
any problem with meditation, honestly.
Meditation is just when you sit kind of typically by yourself and you're thinking.
Yeah.
And
breathing exercises help a lot, and mindfulness meditation, if you've ever done that, helps me.
Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't even say you have to close your eyes. Just kind of, it typically is by yourself. But if you have a person of like-minded, you can meditate with them in a conversation. Like this could sort of be like, you know, meditative conversation. I mean, depending on where we take it. But like, I mean, you know, typically it's by yourself, because by yourself, you really are in full control of your thoughts more so than in most conversations. Yeah, it's when that time by yourself is really when you can really say, okay, I should do this, but not this. And I should do this, but not this. I should do this at this time, but not that. And really categorizing things in the way that, and really understand when it's time to act like which way.
Yeah.
That'll be smart for you or good for you. And
bro, did you see the eclipse?
I did. It was just an eclipse to me.
Oh my God. You sounded so disappointed. What did you think it was gonna be?
I mean, it was more like what was everybody hyping it up to be.
Oh, bro.
But I was thinking of, like, I was just like, okay, it's an eclipse.
I thought it was so sick. Bro, we can't see that for like 20 years.
I get that, but like, come on, like, it's kind of like anything, you know, it's just the moon and the sun.
You did watch it though, right?
I'm not gonna lie, like, watching an eclipse was not any more impressive than just looking at the sun or the moon on a regular day.
Oh, bro, everything went dark.
I get that, but bro, the moon is impressive on any night.
I do like the moon. It's made of cheese.
And the sun is pretty great too.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder where they got the thing saying that the moon is made of cheese. It's weird.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, dude, I really speak on what I know, bro. All I know, I had this thought the other day, though, like, the sun, bro, everybody says, I don't want to believe what scientists say, so I just think of my own thoughts, bro. So no, look, I don't mind believing what scientists say, but as long as it agrees with what I'm thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not that I actually think this, but it was a thought. Like,
I mean,
if you look at the sun, if you really look at the sun, bro, like, and they say don't look at the sun, but if you actually look at the sun, like, it really does look like it's just a hole with light coming through.
Oh man, wouldn't that be crazy if it was like a portal to heaven?
Bro, I'm telling you,
dude,
bro, it actually does kind of look like...
That's so insane. It, oh my god, if you thought, bro, can you imagine?
If you actually look at it, bro, it does look like a hole with light coming through.
Oh my god, I just had a crazy... Bro, okay, so imagine, you know, like, imagine our Earth really is in like the firmament or whatever, and that is the hole into heaven.
I don't know, bro.
Bro, can you imagine? That would be so crazy.
It could be, bro.
Like, what if that's like
because if you really like, it's so dope, bro.
Why does it feel like we're the only people that have ever thought that?
Bruh, I mean, bruh, I'm just here to just say what I'm thinking, bruh. I don't know, bruh. Like, you know, I'm just saying, bro, how sick that is, bro. Like, cause what if just, and it's a tiny hole too. It's a tiny hole that just that little bit of that light that comes through that tiny hole is enough to like illuminate the whole place.
I know. That's a good... But, okay, so do you think that space is fake and all that NASA bullshit?
No, dude, I'm not saying this is what's going on. I'm just saying...
It would be interesting.
I told you, because I'm not really trying to take scientists at their word anymore. I'm doing what I feel like... I'm thinking what I feel like is based on facts that I can verify. And... so I just feel like scientists talk about a bunch of theories. So basically they're saying they don't know. And so I'm not taking them at their word then.
Plus people lie,
I feel like
bro.
everything I ever learned about science is just basically them saying we're 99% sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
If you're 99% sure, you don't know and you're guessing just like anybody else.
For sure.
Like, what have you verified? What have you actually verified, man? And so, like, based on that, I just go with what I'm thinking now. So, and I can't verify what the sun is. I'm just saying, like, what if? You know what I mean? Like you just said, like, what if it's like heaven? It could be, bro. But if it is heaven, just imagine how much light is in heaven. If that's just a tiny hole.
I know. It's like, well, I was about to say get me out of here, but... you know, not really, though.
I feel like that would be so much light that you would be forced to become something else that can endure it, though.
Oh, I know,
like,
bro.
We're gonna have to something else.
We're gonna have to, like, become multi-dimensional beings on God, bro. And that's no cap.
It would literally, like, the heat in and of itself of it would be so intense that you would form into something that, and I wouldn't even say physically, maybe just spiritually, but like the heat in and of itself, you would have to adapt, obviously.
See, that's what I don't understand, because isn't that like kind of like, I mean, isn't that why there's different races, kind of?
What?
The sun?
Why? Because of the sun?
Isn't that why?
That's a theory, but I doubt it.
I don't really understand that. I don't understand how races ever came to be a thing.
Well, I think it's just people kind of were made of different things. I don't think it has to do with sunlight. I think it has to do with like what you were formed of. So I had a theory of, it looks like, based on the race that it is, it just looks like different colors of soil to me.
What do you mean?
Like, say for instance, if it's a white person, there's sand in the sea that's white.
Yeah.
And if they're like a tan person, there's dust on the ground that's that color. if it's like a black person, then obviously you got soil that is that color. And then you got red soil too that looks sort of, so it just looks almost like that just different people were made of different types of soil to me. I've yet to see a person that doesn't look like they have a soil or some type of dirt in their color.
Bro, that is like the trippiest thing I've ever heard.
And so white people look like the sand at the bottom of the sea.
Hey, I'm vibing with that.
They do. Like, it does look like y'all, a lot of white people are like the exact same colors. Either sand on the bottom of the sea or sand on the shore.
Bro, I want to go to the beach.
Probably gonna go to the beach.
Yeah. Well, would you like build a sandcastle if you were on a beach right now?
Don't know how, man.
Oh, you gotta have a bucket, dude. That's pretty much all you gotta do.
Okay, I mean, I may have used a bucket before, but I don't think I made what I would call a legit castle.
I only did it one time. I did it in Corpus Christi in Texas.
You know, you're a way better artist than I am as far as drawing, man. I was really impressed by some of your drawings, man.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. I was just a little twerpy high school kid on acid a lot, though. So it was really...
But you got to be able to put the pen to the pad and make it work, man. I mean, and kind of relate what's in your head to the pad.
You know, I'm telling you, though, like I literally was just tripping a lot during that time, and it was making me like...
It's got to coordinate, though. It's got to get to your hand, and you got to be able to draw it. It's not easy for everybody, you know? It's like I can be thinking of something. It doesn't mean I can help it come out of my
Well, one thing I will
draw.
say, bro, the thing that I love doing with drawing is I just like making goofy-ass, doofy-ass characters, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I just try to make, like, some kind of weird-ass creature or person that's, like, the weirdest thing you've ever seen, you know?
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's like, you know, one thing we could potentially do, and I'm not saying we would ever end up doing this, but
we could. I mean,
you could draw. I mean, I'm just making an idea.
What's up?
You could draw something, and I'm actually pretty good at like making different voices. I can skew my voice in different ways.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
So you can actually draw stuff.
Actually, what I was thinking about doing this is sort of like that. But yeah, I would love to do something like that. Like, I'm trying very slowly to make a video game, and I want it to have voice actors in it, bro. So that'd be sick.
I mean, I can probably do at least 5 different voices.
Ooh.
At least.
Okay, bro. What kind of? Because
like, bro, I mean,
what I will say though,
that's not even counting if I actually, get creative and like hold my nose or
dude,
like,
yeah,
I'm saying.
See, that's great to hear, bro, because the big thing is I want to take my time with it, but I also that's definitely something, because I was thinking like I was gonna do probably multiple voices myself too, but I was like, I can only do so many, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the more you can do, plus the more.
So what? Because like probably the idea of the game is probably going to be like kind of more fantasy based. So like, what would you want your character to be, bro? Like, what would some of your characters be?
I go based off what the character is in the story, and then I feel like I could use my regular voice for one of them and go from there,
Oh, dude, yeah, okay. I'm gonna start working on that, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I swear, bro, because, like, I'm trying to, it's also just crazy, bro. Like, there's so much weird shit going on with AI these days, bro. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Like, honestly, dude, the world we live in is, like, so weird now.
It always has been.
Yeah, but weird, bro, we got fucking AI and shit now. Like, you can literally, like, bro, I found this program because my homie D-Dirt the other day. And, bruh, so what you can do is you record yourself talking into the webcam for like 5 minutes, and after you do that, you can literally just type in a script and it will make a video of you doing that in your voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Like,
you know,
I mean, it's crazy what you can do with that.
It's all because people want to make money, man. So when if they do some AI stuff, they can use that to make money and
well, it's just it's fucking sick, man. Like some of the shit.
Is. I get that. Yeah, it's sick though.
Like one of the things I'm gonna do, bro. Like I'm working on like some courses and shit, bro. And like I could like just have the script and just like put it in there, and then I'm talking the whole fucking thing, and I didn't even like, you know, it's just so weird, bro. Like we're just and you can like make text to pictures and text to videos now, and like all kinds of weird shit, bro. Like AI is really
it's definitely place. You know what it is it's a vehicle to who knows where, you know, like when you get on with this stuff, you know, it ain't no telling, you know, where it ends up, you know, in society and what and how, you know, because we just got started with it, so
bro,
ain't no telling, you know, if it was to really grow for generations and generations, where would it end up? You know,
are you scared of it?
Scared, concerned, but not really scared, because at the end of the day, you know, I've just never been scared of a machine.
Yeah, I hear you.
But like, it's
bro. Oh my god. Okay, hold up, bro. Okay, so if you, oh my god, this is so fucking funny. Okay, so if they just started making, like, robot bitches, they're, like, super fine, would you fuck a robot bitch?
I can't imagine how that could be fine for me, but
if they made it look literally like a human, bro.
Yeah, just,
would you fuck the robot?
We'd have to be friends, bro.
Really?
True. We're just friends.
It's so weird to think about shit, bro. You know there's gonna be people that are gonna get...
robot ladies getting friend-zoned.
Bruh, sure. You already know, dude. They're gonna be like, now with ChatGPT 18 installed, you know? Throat Goat 8000 with ChatGPT AI.
I don't trust it. Like
I don't either, bro. Like it's like, what are you gonna do, bro? Like,
no, I mean, you know how it is. You know, humans have flaws, but so do robots. They always malfunction. You know what I mean? Like they always, like with computers, you can see that they freeze up. They don't always. They're not trustworthy or anything. Like, you know, so. I mean,
see, it's so weird because it's like, do we think that because we're like brainwashed by like movies and shit, or is it actually like that? You know?
I just think that at the end of the day, technology is super imperfect, bro. It always is. It always has been. It always is. You know, like it's always going to freeze up. It's always going to glitch. It's always going to have, no matter what game system you ever buy, the more expensive or whatever, it always does the exact same stuff that...
What kind of games do you like, bro?
I mean, just, bro, I just like, you know, just good competitive games that have a meaning and purpose, like, of seems cool to me. If it has a purpose that seems cool to me, I'll do it. I'll play it.
So, but like, you like...
Every game system has always had problems, bro. Even from Nintendo 64 to the ones now, they glitch. So that's always going to be part of it.
I fucking love the N64. That was my first system.
Yeah, they really could have, like, after Nintendo, honestly, 100%, like, they really could have, if it wasn't about money, they really could have totally stopped.
Oh my god, bro. That's so funny. I'd love the N64, bro. Like, there'd be a part of me that'd be okay with that, like, bro.
I feel like that's honestly where game systems hit their peak, hit their ceiling.
Man,
I don't think any
PS2 was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I know. I was just getting ready to say, Nintendo, they could have stopped after Nintendo 64 and PS2. They really could have stopped.
I'm saying,
why would why would Xbox need to be created? It's the same thing as PS2. Like, why did that? You know what I mean? It was redundant. It was so redundant.
I think the only reason why Xbox was even a thing is because they're owned by Microsoft, so they could actually.
Bro, I'm just saying they just wanted money, bro. They just wanted money, bro. It wasn't necessary, bro.
I will say, bro. I think I agree with you though. Like, there was some magic that was lost after the PS2, bro. Everything kind of changed.
It hit its peak. I'm serious. Like, it really, literally hit its peak, and I just feel like people tried to. I mean, I'm talking about the people who wanted to make money off other game systems tried to sort of hide the fact that they can't get any better than some of the games that were on PS2. Literally, like, some of the games on PS2 were so high functioning. Think of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my god!
Like you can do so many things.
Yeah.
If you play San Andreas Grand Theft Auto, man, you can swim. You can go anywhere in the city. You can go in buildings. You can just whatever you want to do. So that no game is better. No game, and I wouldn't say better, but no game is higher functioning than that.
Yeah.
So
see, my whole thing.
How do they get you? So how do they get you to pay for other things if they already hit their peak, and so they got to disguise it and make it seem like, you know, there's something that hasn't been done yet, when really they did everything they could do.
Man, I have two specific things. My first thing is, I think the
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, if you played that too.
Oh my god, like, bro, don't get me started.
Bro, you could go anywhere on that game. You could go on top of buildings.
Honestly, we should play Tony Hawk sometime, bro. I fucking love Tony Hawk.
But on PS2, bro, I'm just saying, bro, they made everything so expensive. And the graphics were totally fine. I would argue the graphics have not improved to this day.
Okay, see, this is my two issues. First issue is graphics. Every game tries to be too realistic now. And back in the PS2 era, they couldn't make games look that good, so they had to be more creative. And
I mean, they looked
good, but they still looked like
try too hard.
Well, they looked good, but they also they looked like video games, though. They didn't look
like.
I know,
but that's what they are.
I know, and now they look like movies and shit. And
and I'm not like.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cheesy and corny. It's not really. You're not. All I'm saying is, it's not an improvement.
Yeah, and my second issue with that is, the graphics are so good nowadays, quote unquote, that these games are taking like 10 years to be made. And that games used to be made like way quicker, bro. Like
Which is not an improvement.
I know.
That's at the end of the day, like, they're not improving any. It hit a wall. So after PS2, it hit a wall.
But it's also
N64 was pretty good.
It's also weird.
N64
oh my god,
good.
I fucking love the N64.
Dude, Mario 64 was pretty good.
Bro, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Or like,
bro, the same. Look at it and tell me I'm lying, bro.
Bro, Mario
Kart.
The
same Super Smash Brothers on 64 is the same one on GameCube.
GameCube.
I mean, they
Melee
really
is
didn't
pretty
add
good.
anything.
Yeah, Melee's pretty good, honestly. I need to play it
I get
more.
that, but they could have had that on N64 too.
Oh yeah, they could have for sure. They just had to add more characters. That's all they had to do. And honestly,
yeah, N64 could have done that.
The N64 Smash is still my favorite. Honestly, I'm probably alone in that.
They could have added characters to that, bro. Like, bro, I feel like PS2 really did maximize. There were some really we could talk like about this. Like, there were some really good graphic games on PS2, bro.
I could go off on PS2 for a fucking hour, bro, or more. Like, literally.
Bro,
like, name some of your PS2 games, bro.
All right, so PS2 had some games that were not as good on graphics.
For sure.
Not as good on graphics, but I'm going to name a couple games where the graphics were just as good as anything that ever came out after it. The SmackDown games.
Okay.
Those graphics, those SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
I've heard good things about those games.
If you look on the internet, look at the graphics on SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. If you haven't played it.
Okay.
So, if you're near a computer.
Yeah.
All right.
What you said, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain?
Yeah. Look at those graphics.
Yeah, I've heard the N64 wrestling games were good too.
N64, I'm not gonna lie, it looked like it did have graphic limitations to it.
For sure. I mean, that was like the beginning of 3D.
But PS2, I felt maximized it. But
oh yeah, I love how it looks, bro. I love that era of graphics, honestly.
So you're looking at it, right?
Yeah, it looks good enough to me.
Literally, they have not. Those graphics are no less than the ones they use today, bro. It's really not.
Well, they are technically, but I like old school games, and it's so weird, bro. PS2.
Here comes the pain. How does it work? Like, tell me what's wrong with it.
Well, one thing I will say is that sports games, they crank them out so fast that I don't think they work on the graphics that much. So that doesn't surprise me that much.
But tell me what's wrong with those graphics. If you can see a
I love the PS2 graphics, so that's a bad person to have.
But not all PS2 games have the same graphics. Some have really, really good ones, and some less so.
Yeah, for
sure.
But
I was just talking about, for that game specifically, what would you say needs improvement with the graphics?
Well, I mean, being somebody that, you know, that I'm not the person to ask, but if I was that person, I would say that there's a low poly count and that the textures are blurry and that the resolution sucks. And I would say that there's not as many characters and there's not as many levels or some shit like that, probably. But I love PS2 games. That's like one of my favorite systems.
I would have to definitely look at. I haven't looked at that game in a minute. I have to look back at it, bro. I just remember, bro. I don't really think I've seen new games pass. Not that they can't match that, but I haven't seen them pass that.
Well, see, the thing that it is to me is that games have to focus on looking good creatively, not just trying to be the best graphics. Because if it just looks like real life and there's like nothing, like it doesn't even look like a video game anymore, then that's not the kind of game I want to play. I want to play a game that's artistic.
I'm not even going to try to roast the new systems and their ability to. I'm sure that there's a lot of good games on the new systems. All I'm saying is those same type of games were on PS2.
Yeah, and just some of them were better, honestly.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like there's no upgrades that have been made since PS2. I think I am comfortable saying that.
Well, I'm a fucking.
I really don't think, even if you say, "Oh, well, the resolution is lower." Whoever said it needed more resolution.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Who said that?
I will say
more resolution.
One thing I will agree with is if the frame rate is bad, because that actually can fuck with your head a little bit. But
some games I'm sure had bad frame rate.
Do you know what a frame rate is? Do you know what a frame rate is?
I mean, it's a term. It's a term about.
Do you know what actually frame rate is, though?
I'm not an expert on that. I'm just saying I understand.
So what frame?
It's a term.
What frame rate? What frame rate means, and this is why this is the only thing that actually does bother me. Especially the only time it's really been an issue for me is with VR headsets. So what frame rate?
What game had a bad frame rate?
So what frame rate is a good frame rate is 60 frames per second and up.
And what game is that? Like, use examples.
Well, I will. I got you. But so what 60 frames per second means is that there are literally 60 pictures in 1 second. So it makes it really smooth, you know? But some games from like the PS2 era, especially the N64 era, they would run at 30 frames per second, which makes it a little more jerky and not as smooth. And they start doing things like motion blur to hide the fact that it's so jerky. So then games get a little bit blurry, and that actually does bother me when it's in like.
It depends on the game, though. It's not the system. It just depends on the game. Like, actually, what I think I am saying is that I believe PS2 had the capabilities the same capabilities as the systems today.
Well, what I will say
is they didn't make every game on PS2 in an excellent way. Mm-hmm. They didn't make every game in an excellent way on that system. If they had instead of making better, further systems, they should have. I mean, or they could have, and but this doesn't make as much sense with money. If you just make better games, bro, you're not getting the money that you would get by making people buy a whole nother system.
Oh, I know, bro. See, that's where it's all money related, bro.
If it was just about regular stuff, no money, they would have never had to make another system after PS2, bro.
Yeah, it is weird though, because
I can show you certain games on there. Not every game on PS2 had good graphics. I'm not saying, but I can show you certain games on there that'll show you that it had the capability to be the same exact system that they're trying to promote these today.
Well, one thing I will say,
and for that matter, even if there is a slightly better, they should have never had to do anything past 360 Xbox.
Yeah.
Or
probably, yeah. Well, it's weird.
Or PS3.
It's tricky because the way that technology works, it's always going to keep getting better. So it makes sense that they're going to make new systems.
The word better is, to me, not... It's subjective. It's subjective.
See, it's weird because it's like when they had to work in limitations, they had to be more creative to make things.
That's like saying, bro, to say technology continues to get better is the same thing as saying every time you gain a muscle, you get stronger.
That seems right.
That's not always true.
Give me bicep.
That's not always true, no. Just because you're bulkier doesn't necessarily make you stronger than somebody who's less bulky.
That's fucking weird.
It's true. It's really true. I know people that really don't look like they have a lot of muscle mass that don't have any problems lifting up anything. Because it's about just functionality, not necessarily the mass or the ability to, add this or that. You can already have enough, keyword enough. You can already have enough at a certain stage, and everything else is just fluff and extra.
Well, one thing I will say, bro, is we definitely grew up in a nice era for the video game.
Another example. Have you ever had food that's too seasoned?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Exactly what I mean. When you say technology is getting better, all they're doing is throwing more salt on it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Technically, yeah, bro. Because, bro, it could do the same. It could do just enough stuff for what you need. It
really just depends on what you're talking about. Like, okay, so, if you're talking about something like Mario Kart, you don't really need that good graphics for something like that. If you're talking about, like, Call of Duty, though, I understand them wanting to keep making the graphics better, but I don't...
Call of Duty's graphics maxed out, bro, at 360, bro. It was already looking realistic at 360, no question, bro.
Yeah, I remember Modern Warfare looked fucking good.
There is no improvement over that, bro. There is no way you're going to... You're never going to get them to look at actually human. Just quit.
I know. For real, bro.
It's never going to get there. At the end of the day, we can still see it. It's a game.
See, we can still see it. That's the issue, is they're like trying to chase realism, but really they need to be chasing creativity and making games that actually are fun to play.
Yeah. And they already made it. It's a money thing at this point. They could have just, they could have stopped it. Bro, they could have stopped at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and just kept updating things like, say, updated weapons, or like updated armor, or like updated venues.
Well, that's actually kind of what they've actually done with Mario Kart, because the last release on Mario Kart was like years and years ago, and they just keep adding new tracks and shit.
That's all you have to do. We don't need a whole new system and a whole new game for that. Like,
You're right though about the money thing.
It's about money, bro. Never think money. It's not, bro. These people are trying to figure out how to stay in your pockets.
Well, what really makes me sad, bro, is I don't know if physical media is going to be a thing for much longer, like actually buying physical games. Like, I think it's going to be download only pretty soon.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's convenient, but I like actually holding the game and everything, so it is kind of unfortunate.
Like I said, bro, like I said, they could have kept it a certain way years ago. The only reason it's developing is, one, because of money, but also because, it's psychological, probably slavery they want to keep people in too.
Oh, damn, getting deep.
Yeah, it's deep, bro. Like, it's a psychological slavery of trying to keep people constantly in chase of things. Like, never being complacent, because, then by the time you get complacent, it'll be time to get introspective after a while. And they really don't like, a lot of people who are evil-minded would rather you never get introspective, never look inside, and never ever meditate. They would rather you constantly stay on the chase of the next thing psychologically. That way it keeps you occupied. They know as soon as you stay still for too long, it's time to think within, and that's how they lose control of people. Pretty much every person who's ever had time to think has, in some way, shape, or form, lost the fact that they're controlled by the system as much. When they get a sense of who they are as a person, doesn't necessarily mean they're not evil as a person. They could look within and say, hey, I'm evil. But, at the end of the day, they're going to do their own thing, not be controlled.
Yeah.
And even that for them is not the preferred outcome. Man,
the world is so fucking trippy, bro.
It is. And it's like I said, it's a balance. It's two ways. It's good and it's bad. It's got great people here, and then you got terrible, really scary people here, and then you got really, really outstanding, just unbelievably good people here, honestly.
And then you got like people that just don't realize that all we need is fucking N64 and PS2, bro.
Bro, they could have just, can
you imagine, bro, if there were like 8 billion N64 and PS2 games? I'd just be so happy.
They never really needed to. The system never was I don't think the system was the problem. I think the problem was they could just make more intricate games a little bit. And I feel like when they began doing that is exactly when they started making a whole nother system instead of just continuing to hone in.
Well, see, the thing is like back then, bro, like, games only took maybe like 2 to 5 years max to make, so it was like half the time.
Usually it might even take a year and a half.
I mean, literally, bro. Like, games would just come out back to back to back to back, and like.
But even that though, it is. Some games didn't need to necessarily. It's a balance in that. Like, you have to know, like, when is there nowhere to go but down? You know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, a game is so good, you can only get worse.
Yeah, see, my thing is, like, okay, they're already taking, like, 10 years to make games, so what are they going to start?
It depends on the game, though.
What are they going to take, 20 years to make a game? I mean, like, what the fuck is going on?
You've lost your audience.
I know,
like, lost your audience.
I mean, 10 years is already, like, really pushing it. Like,
20 years, my goodness.
I know, bro, like, so it's, like, weird to think about, like, how much more can they even really push it, you know? Like, at some point, it's like, just because you can, does that mean you should? You know, it's like...
Right.
Like,
very good question.
But I don't know. I mean, like you said, though, it depends on the type of game. Because if you're like... There's this one game...
Certain games need improving. Some
like,
games
there's
do
this
not.
one game that I've played. I don't know if you probably haven't heard of it. I don't know if you have or not, though. But it's called Black and White. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a cool-ass game, bro. It's a god game. So literally you're god and you have, like, villagers and shit. And, like, it's really sick. But that game, they could make it crazy as fuck. And, like, that game, actually, if they took and made a sequel to that and, like, spent 10, 20 years on it, yeah, that would be better because all of the details in the world and everything... but, like, for the average game, bro, like, you don't need to make a game that takes 20 years to be made. And, like, I mean, it's like, okay, say you're waiting for a game to be made. I mean, like, bro, like, okay, I'm 30 now. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm 50 to play a game that I want to play.
What could be worth that wait?
I know. You know, it's like, I can't think of anything. I don't even want to wait till I'm 40. So really, 10 years is already too much, you know?
For 20 years wait, it better be, like, totally... I don't even... That's actually... To think what could make that worth it would still, to me, make it to where, like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not trying to change my life in that way.
I know.
If it's that... You know what I mean? Because, like, it just depends on, like, what all did you do that
Have you ever
20 years?
Have you ever done VR before, bro?
VR, are you talking about
like the headset?
Where you wear the headset?
Yeah. Have you done that before?
No.
I did it once and it made me nauseous. And I'm actually really pissed off that it made me nauseous. But, like, that's when I noticed the frame rate thing that I was talking about. Because it's like, it fucks with your head because if it's not smooth enough. And it's also really weird because you're moving in the game. And it looks like you're in the game, but you're sitting still. So it's like, it fucks with your head because you're used to when you see yourself moving forward, it being you actually moving forward. So it gives you motion sickness, which is weird. I just
feel like all that means is it's trespassing something with you. Like, it's not really... It's passing the part where, okay, this is a game and I'm just playing a game and I'm just having fun. Now it's trespassing into another place with you where it's like, okay, this could substitute life.
That's where I was getting at. Is some people get...
No thanks, bro. I was just trying to play games to pass time, bro. I'm not really trying to, like, get all deep and make it to where it's replacing anything for me.
Yeah, the metaverse.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I don't want that at all.
I mean, like, what they gotta really... The best thing that I can say about the developers, or just the best thing I can say to them, is, like, what's the actual demand for some of this stuff you're coming out with?
That's what I'm saying.
How many people are really knocking down your door saying, hey, we need this? We really need this. Is it a lot? Is it a lot of people?
Yeah, like, I think that more people would be okay with having... Because that's another thing, is they keep trying to make these games that are fucking, like, 80 hours and shit. And it's like, dude, I was okay with my PS2 games that were, like, 4 to 6 hours, you know? Like,
there's a certain point, like, there's a certain point where it's like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that...
Or, like, even if it is a long game, I mean, that's cool and everything, but... It's not like you don't got to make every single game like 80 hours, you know? And because
and it's it's exhausting because you got to realize, like, it's a part of life, not life.
I know, bro.
So it's like it's a part of life, not life. So keep it so to expand it to where it's like 80 hours or in these moments or in these modes, it's like you're making it bigger than what I feel like it really is. This is really how I'm looking at it. Like, keep it what it is. It's a small part of life that we use to get away, and that's it.
I will say also though, bro, it is kind of
make it bigger than that.
It is kind of sad though, just you know, like just in general things have just changed so much. And like some change is good. But it just seems like the direction a lot of this stuff is heading, it's like not gonna get better, you know? Like, I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
okay, are you talking about just
I guess
economy?
Oh, well, I mean, we could go down that rabbit hole. I mean, it's.
Or are you talking about society? Or are you talking about kids and education? Or
man, all of it, honestly, yeah. It's crazy though. Just even the things that people care about these days suck.
It's because too much. It is too like bro. Like I told you when we were last on the phone about the very real metaphor that the game of chess is, and so I guess for people listening, I'll just try to break it down again. The white squares represent pure good natured people, and then the black squares represent darkness, soul darkness, and just the battle of against light and purity and whatever is good. And and I'm just saying what the black square has to do to win is reverse anything that the white square started doing, because it moved first. The white square moved first. So all in all, what I'm saying is the black squares out there, the team, it's a team. It's all a team effort. They gotta make it to where I lost my train of thought, man. They gotta make it to where your knowledge is not. I mean, I lost my train of thought.
I feel you, bro. I just zoned out too.
It's almost like I went deep into the pit and I didn't really get out. I was trying to go.
Dude. Okay, hold up. Hold up. You just said something that sparked me. You said you were deep in the pit, right?
Yeah, I went deep down there.
What is the deepest pit you've ever been in, bro?
What do you mean? Like metaphorically, mentally?
Yeah.
I mean, probably something like that, bro. Just the discussion of good and evil goes so deep, man.
I know.
Like when you talk about what I was basically trying to say was, I didn't even lose my train of thought, but I kind of did. And I didn't really lose my train of thought, because all I was really saying was, like, that when they have to pretty much, they go last. You know what I'm saying? Like, they react off of so everything that you do, they have to cover it up. If you're that light force coming, their job is to do every single thing they can to they're looking at exactly at what you do, and then just kind of sort of their job is to reverse it. If they cannot do that, then they lose, because you go last and you're the reactor. It's almost like in a fight. In a fight, if you're the one that punches back, you're depending on the fact that you didn't get knocked out from the start.
Yeah.
Like, if that first punch that landed was good enough, ain't no punching back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So it's the same way with good versus evil. Like, when good people do what they're supposed to do and do it right, there is no punch back. They're just defeated. There's nothing anybody can do to a good person who's in the right and doing what they're supposed to do. And anything that you choose to do to that person or try to do to that person in one way or another is just not going to work. It's
you know what I just heard in my head, bro?
You think it's going to work.
You know what I just heard in my head?
What?
The mark of a man is not about how many times he falls down, but how many times he gets back up.
Yep.
That's what that reminds me of.
But and I think the part that I lost, the little part that I lost in what I was saying was you were saying about like just how society was going in a bad way, and it's just it's all about the lies that have been told to people in the what do you call it, the agenda to get people to basically not believe in the Most High. You know, that's their move. That's the Black Square's move, is to not get you to disconnect those white squares from the source. It's almost like taking the queen if you play chess. It's like taking the queen out of the game. You take the queen out the game, you know what I'm saying? Not to compare the Most High to a queen, but I mean, you know, in the game of chess, in a way, the queen is king.
Yeah, I don't know why, bro. What's up with that? That's that's very forward thinking of them, though, to do that. I guess
it could be a lot of reasons. I don't know, but
seems like that was before that movement.
All I know is in the game of chess, if you still have your queen and they lost their queen, doesn't mean the game's over, but you're in trouble. Like as a person who plays chess, you're in trouble if you don't have your queen and they do.
Yeah.
They can go a lot of different ways once your queen's out. And their queen is darkness, deception. As long as people are disconnected from the truth, as long as people don't know the truth, you lost your queen. Now, if you know your truth and you know what you're supposed to do and you have a purpose and you do exactly what you need to do, I mean, as a person that's on the good side of things, and there's absolutely a person could literally have you in their crosshairs. Something will go wrong. They cannot get you nothing, because it boils all the way down to the force that comes with these things. It's not the person; it's the force behind them. Because we're all chess pieces, basically, and then there's a force behind us moving the pieces. So if you're in accordance with that force, which obviously means you have to follow certain instructions. And that's why the society is going bad, because they're disconnecting people from those instructions.
You know what instructions they disconnected me from, bro?
What?
How to do my fucking taxes.
Yeah, I mean that's on down the line. People have been disconnected way before that, man. If you don't understand certain things,
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it does piss me off though.
That's true though. What you're saying is true. Like, to know how to do your taxes is good, and it's important.
Do you know how to do your taxes?
I don't do my taxes.
Yeah, really. See, I don't know. I don't know either, bro. I'm telling you, our whole generation doesn't even know how to do our taxes, because they didn't teach us.
But it's way before that, though. See, before that, what you should also know, before you should know about how you pay your taxes, what you should also know is...
why am I being taxed?
Thank you. Exactly. So it's deeper than that. Like, these people... when you know your rights, your real rights, you know, some of these things are not even questions anymore. You wouldn't be asking, how do I do my taxes? You'd be asking, how do I pay tax on something that belongs to me? How do I pay tax on something that belongs to me? And what are we talking about here? Why am I allowing these people to bully me into if it belongs to me? Now, I'm just saying, not everything belongs to people, but if it does belong to you, how are you paying a tax on it?
Yeah, I know. They gotta tax us, bro. They have to.
Somebody is lying. That means somebody is lying.
Well, it ain't me.
You just gotta get to the root of it.
It ain't me. That's all I know.
You just gotta get to the root of it. And
so I have several things that I just randomly thought of too, also, bro, that I wanted to talk to you about. Because I was just thinking about, like, weren't you really into, like, the Philadelphia rap scene at one point?
I still am. I just
okay. I don't know anything about that shit. So you should tell me, bro.
The Philadelphia rap scene?
Yeah, tell me.
I'm glad you asked, man, because the part of the problem with the Philadelphia rap scene to me is that enough people aren't interested enough in it. And the fact that you asked about it is a good thing to me. It's like, okay, it shows that, hey, you want to know about it.
Well, what was that? There was one rapper that you told me about from Philadelphia a long time ago, and I was just trying to remember who it was.
Cicero?
Yes.
Yeah, he's really
hard
good.
As fuck. Okay, tell me about the Philadelphia rap scene, bro. I want to know everything you know.
Man, well, okay. So, basically, I'm glad to tell you about it. So, it's just... it all... Obviously, it's going to start with Philadelphia as a city, and what rap is. And so rap is expression. Rap is free expression. Rap probably took off so much in America because it epitomizes what freedom of expression really is. Mm-hmm. And it's the most clear, concise freedom of expression that we know of. I mean, a lot of pop songs and rock songs have a lot of ambiguity in them. And hip hop usually is pretty raw.
Yeah, I agree.
Usually is pretty raw, and they're telling you straight out like what the deal is a lot of times. Mm-hmm. So it's freedom of expression without any fear of consequence, and that's awesome, you know. So that's what hip hop is. Now, what's Philly? Philly is straight out. It's a neglected city. It's neglected, and it's a lot of, to be honest, a lot of what's happened to America already happened to Philly a long time ago.
Explain.
And so a lot of people so I'll explain. A lot of people are concerned about America right now because they're saying, oh, I mean, you guys don't, you don't care about these people. You're allowing criminals to run wild, or, you know, the education system is bad, and we have less money, and there's less jobs, and the homeless people are all everywhere, and you know, these are the complaints, you know, and the complaints are like, the rulers are crooked. Philadelphia had a government so crooked, bro, in the 80s. They literally bombed their own people.
What the fuck?
I'm so serious, bro. Look it up on the internet. Say Philadelphia bomb.
Just keep telling me about it all, bro.
But you know, there was this black group of people who were making some kind of movement, super legit. But it was, I don't know the entire ins and outs, like somebody who would actually be in it would know, but like basically they were a real movement. Philadelphia said, like, as a government, literally said, I'm going to drop a bomb on their house.
God.
And this really happened. Now, that's what Philadelphia did. And I just want to let you know, that is exactly the type of road America eventually goes down. You know, is where the government is going to feel comfortable doing anything it takes to stop. It's not even there yet. I'm saying it's getting there. I'm just saying Philadelphia was already there years ago.
That shit's wild.
I'm just saying Philadelphia, you could look at Philadelphia and say, this is future America.
Damn.
This is future America. Now, yeah, because let me tell you something, man. They did it to Philly first. You know, Philadelphia was where the what do you call it? The Declaration of Independence was signed.
Oh shit. Okay.
They so that's where America started at. It's Philadelphia. So when you look at it and you say, okay, that used to be where America actually started at. So what happened now? Okay, they should be the nation's capital, but they didn't. They took it away. And all of America's biggest historical moments that actually matter, were in Philly. In Philly, not New York, not LA, not Chicago, all these cities that we hype up today, Dallas, none of those had anything to do with the building of America. It all started pretty much in Philly. If anything else, Boston, but really Philly. And so the fact that they're not the capital of the nation suggests robbery. What happened? How did it get to Washington, D.C.?
That is really weird.
How did we get the whatever happened there is what went wrong. That's where everything went wrong. And so, anyway, so Philly, since that moment, since everything moved to Washington, D.C., they say Washington, D.C. is the capital and all of that. But ever since that happened, Philadelphia has been completely neglected, completely. And the fact that you don't even know about the bomb is exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know about the rap scene either, bro. Like, nobody talks about it.
I was going to get to it. I'm just trying to... I'm laying the foundation.
Take your time. I'm just saying, I have literally, other than you, bro, I've never heard anyone mention Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been neglected. That's why it's been neglected, and it's been a job of erasing. They're trying to erase Philadelphia and
go in all the detail, bro, because I can tell you know a lot about this. I'm very interested.
Oh yeah, bro. It's all about that meditation, man. I actually spend time thinking about this and actually research it, but I also think about it a lot. So, when they neglect Philadelphia, nobody cares. Nobody really cares. And literally nobody cares, because if anybody from Philadelphia was to come out and say, look at what they're doing in our city, and they're just trying to, if anybody comes out and complains, people disregard them and say, it's just a person from Philadelphia, and they don't take them seriously. Well, the thing about it is, Philadelphia, it starts with them, but when they look and they see what they've done to that city and how much it's worked, they try to expand that. And now they're going to try to do it to every place until it's done to every place. If they can do it to Philly, then they can do it to the whole place.
What do you mean by do it? What does that mean?
The erasing of it.
The way
you think they erase it from people.
You think that they want to erase the history of places?
And they just want to really, to go all the way deep. They might just want to erase life.
God.
I mean, in terms of anything.
Well, hey, I will take a little pit stop real quick, because I actually did watch this video that was pretty interesting, talking about white people, and it is interesting because it was talking about how a lot of cultures, and that this is something that was planned, a lot of different cultures are considered white, and they did this whole whitewashing thing where they pretty much clumped together people with different heritages and just all called them white. And now a lot of different races are being erased, because technically, Irish people, they got their own culture, and they're just random, they got culture, but it's erased because they're just considered white,
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because white people are actually the only people that's really happened to that I can think of off the top of my head, because every other culture has a very strong...
Well, they're trying to do it to everybody, man. It doesn't even matter about color,
Well, if you think about Mexican culture, they have a strong culture, Asian culture, black culture.
Culture is getting erased in general.
But if you try to track down what white people's culture is, it gets confusing because what is a white person? Is it an Irish person, a German person, you know what I'm saying, a Welsh person?
In America, it's not much.
It's just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm Irish and Welsh. That's apparently what I am.
In America, it's fair to say that really, mostly, I mean, you know, in the USA, you know, mostly everybody is just immigrants.
True.
So mostly everybody in one way or shape or form was not.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in
here.
America, so okay, go back.
Born here, but the ancestors are not here. Most people's ancestors are not here.
Okay, so explain to me what you mean by, like, is it sort of like that when you mean erasing stuff?
Yeah, man, just erase from credibility. That, you know, I would definitely say, first of all, erase the credibility. And so when okay, so like you didn't even know Philly was where they signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, but
I'm not. And I don't blame you. It's that they don't teach it. They don't make an effort to let people know this stuff about Philly.
For sure.
They don't but they don't give Philly any. If you look in the hip hop scene,
I was smoking up mad doinks around that time, though, bruh.
Regardless, bro, they don't. Nobody. You just said, like, not even a lot of people talk about Philly.
That's very true. Other than Philly cheesesteak, that's the only thing I ever
barely that. I mean, they made Philly cheesesteak into a common sandwich, so it's barely even got that mystique that nobody really thinks they need to go to Philly just to get that Philly cheesesteak. They can go to Subway.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just and of course, if you do go to Philly, you're gonna probably have the best Philly cheesesteak there is. But people don't see it that way. They're just like, I'll just go to Subway.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I'm gonna get to the rap in a second.
No, dude, take your time. I'm actually really interested. I'm glad you know a lot.
So I set the table with, okay, rap is about freedom of expression.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I say, Philadelphia, what they're going to end up expressing is this neglect that is pretty special to just them. Like, America doesn't start in 3 different cities. It only started in one, and that's Philly. And then they moved it to somewhere else. I don't think that impacts our generation as much because that was in the 1700s. But what the generation of you know, after hip hop had started, you know, in the 80s, 90s. So in that type of generation, what those Philly people are actually dealing with is the neglect. They already took the capital away. That's not something they saw. That's a whole different type of pain that they didn't even get to live with. But the fact that it's neglected, bro. Have you heard of a place called Kensington in Philly? They allow anybody. You can literally go to Kensington and just do drugs on the street, and the police will not even mess with you.
Whoa.
You can do heroin, meth, you name it. They section off a part of Philly where a certain land area where anybody can just, it's basically a lawless area where nobody cares what happens.
That's insane.
And it's neglect. It's absolutely neglect, man. And their education system is suffering. The whole city is basically just a ghetto. And obviously this breeds a very dangerous place. And they try to say Chicago is dangerous, and they try to say LA is dangerous.
I don't know much about LA.
It is.
Chicago definitely is.
I'm not taking anything away from Chicago. But again, they use Chicago, and Chicago is dangerous, but they use Chicago and they say help Chicago or pray for Chicago. But Philly is either that or worse because of, listen, Chicago gets way more endorsements.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. And they have a
at
lot
the
more
end of
money.
the day,
They got
they're
money
way
going
more
around.
publicized, and they get way more endorsements in just the city
Mm-hmm.
than you're gonna get if you're in Philly.
For sure.
You know, so they can't be hurting as much as Philly. They just can't. And they're hurting. I get it, but they can't be hurting as
Yeah,
much as
I
Philly.
understand that. That makes sense.
So when you know all of that pain is in that city like that, in Philly, and then you know that rap is freedom of expression and they're going to express it fully. Now keep that in mind when you listen and you understand why they're the best at that rap stuff, because they must be. They have the most to express. They have the most to express and they have the most to say. And that's why I gravitated to them in the first place. I was like, well, all this stuff that I know about them, you know, as far as, you know, what type of city or what kind of, they must have the best rap. I mean, they just must. I mean, not saying everybody in Philly can rap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that, just imagine, the best rapper in Philly must be incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Must be incredible. And he won't get the spotlight, though.
I know,
That
just
guy
because
in
of
New
where he
York will get.
lives. That's kind of like how Arkansas is, too, honestly. But it's not,
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
sound...
Arkansas has a lot of. I would say Arkansas is definitely one of those that you definitely look at and say, "Wow, there's a lot of pain in there that never gets discovered."
Yeah, and just in general, no one's really looking at Arkansas, too. So it kind of got that thing going on.
But there's a reason for that too. I mean, there's cover up going on in Arkansas that is done on purpose by the black square. What you could say, I would say, quote unquote, black square people that are not in the best interest of people knowing things. So, you know, Arkansas stays covered up, but also there's a lot of light here that is would be really beneficial for people. But as long as they keep it covered up, hopefully less people know about Arkansas and move here and really get enlightened here. But Philly is the same way. Philly is just like Arkansas in the way that you can get some really good enlightenment if you go over there and just kind of learn. Those people are smart.
Have you ever been to
You
Philly?
know? Yeah, I've been there and I learned that those people are smart, man. Like, they're different smart, like they actually, you know, are what I would truly say enlightened type. It's amazing how much you can know when you're at the bottom and like you're struggling or things like that, and like how much easier knowledge comes to you.
Pain is one of the best teachers, bro.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that is why I feel like you go there, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something, man. And I went because I wanted to learn something. I wanted to learn something about the Most High, and I did, you know, and, you know, so I learned that, you know, I learned about that thing where they try to say, you know, black people are, you know, Israelites and things like that.
You learned that in Philly?
Yeah, it was the first time I seen that was in Philly. I think it makes sense, you know, but I think at the end of the day, you know, you got to.
Well, he definitely wasn't white. That's for damn sure.
I would just say this.
I mean, they're from like Egypt area, so they definitely, I mean, they were darker people.
I would just say that black people definitely have something going on. It's just up to who wants to call it what it is. But I mean, black people have a unique story. You know, definitely. A lot of people. But the thing is, though, that this is where to me it gets complicated with black people, because I mean,
didn't we talk on on one of these, like, what if black people ended up being aliens?
That could be one thing, but look, here's
that should be so insane. Okay, what were you saying?
I just feel like when you really look at black people, there's so many different kinds. I mean, there's just so many different typifications of, I guess you could say, black people. There's just different classifications, typifications, whatever you want to say. They don't fit in one. Black people as a whole never fit in one box.
They definitely changed the course of music, bro. Like soul, rock, fucking rap, all that shit.
Yeah, and I just feel like with black people, I think some are this and some are that. I don't think all black people are Israelites. I think that some may be, some are not. And I just think it's like the Bible said, like you have to judge people by their fruits. You have to look at people's actions and how they live their life and what to expect. When you're thinking about an Israelite, you have to know what to expect. This is going to be a person that is clearly anointed, but out of their own control. They must be chosen or something. Like when you talk about God's chosen people, Israelites, they didn't choose themselves. He chose them. So he had like a certain way of keeping them to himself, even when they wanted to do something else, because they weren't choosing him, he was choosing them. And that's what Israelites are. People have to keep that in mind. That's what Israelites are. Israelites, don't expect Israelites to sit there and act like the most holy people in the world, because that's not what it is. They're not the most perfect people in the world or anything like that.
It's very interesting because I'm assuming you probably saw somebody outside talking about that, right?
Yeah, like
okay, so that
with that large
seems like that makes a lot of sense that would happen in Philly.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's the first place I've ever seen it happen too.
I've seen one of those. I have seen one of those in Arkansas.
They weren't doing that in Arkansas until later.
Yeah, I saw one at one point. I think it was at Riverfest one year. I think I might have seen another one at one point too.
That's why I'm telling you, bro. That's why I'm telling you that
they're so vocal about it. It's so weird. It's like the second you believe that, why do you feel like you got to tell everyone?
Well, I mean, because they think that they really understand that a lot of black people are trying to figure out who they are. And whether it's Israelites or something else, a lot of black people are trying to figure out, like...
Man, that's the weird thing, too, but we all don't know who we are, bro. It's like we do, but we don't.
I mean, as a black person, all we know how to do is relate to each other. We don't know what everybody else is going through. We just know black people are going through. So, I mean, if everybody else is going through the same thing, hey, we're all together. But, I mean, I'm just saying that, like, a lot of black people do look for... like in America, like so everything's so whitewashed. You don't see a lot of black people doing this or that. So you don't know quite exactly where, like, sometimes, like what's your potential, what are you supposed to be, or anything like that, because there's just like not a lot of that in high places that you see in America. So, but it's deeper than that. Even like forget just America. It's deep on a soul level, like what happens after you die type deep. Like, like it's deep to the point where it's just like, okay, if God chose, it doesn't mean he didn't choose any. And it's not even that it's about skin color. That's the thing. Well,
the chosen people thing is kind of weird, though. That is, I mean, it
happens, though. I know it's true. It happened. I know that there's a chosen people. It's debatable who it is, but I know that it's real.
Well, there's definitely something, if I was going to choose, I would definitely rather it be black people than Jews. That sounds so messed up. But I'm just saying, though, it seems like the Jews are okay, I see Jews, they stick together like motherfuckers, and their money is like crazy. And
like I said,
I don't know if they really, if they're like the chosen people, then I'm not like super against Jews or anything. I don't really know enough, but I know that they definitely are okay. A lot of them. I mean, they stick together and have like huge families, and their money situation is like super well connected, and they keep it in the family and stuff. I would say, like, if there was a race that's had it worse, I think black people have had it worse, other than the Holocaust, which was always fucking horrible.
But they did that to each other too. That was not even like them being oppressed by other people. That was.
I mean, there have definitely been. I mean, for sure, if you're looking at it objectively, probably the most oppressed people have been Jews and black people. Honestly, I mean, everyone else. There might have been some small things that I'm not thinking of, but I mean, you know, I could definitely see that though, for sure.
Well, you know, it's. I think it's.
But I
it's
will
just
also say though, things have gotten better for probably both races. I mean, the Holocaust was really the main thing that was bad for the Jews, which was a very short time period, even though it was fucking awful. But
I mean, let me just tell you what part rung a bell for most of at least me as a, and whether I'm black or not. This is
one thing. I do like the fact that I think we can have some like really interesting conversations because we're both definitely not racist, and you're black and I'm white, so I think that is kind of cool.
So yeah, what rung a bell and what he said. The main thing that rung a bell is he said the Israelites, if there was this verse in the Bible in Deuteronomy chapter 28 that said, if you don't do what the Most High told you to do, you will be taken away to a strange land on ships. And I just thought,
okay, what?
Like
Run it back. Run it back. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, it says it in Deuteronomy, and it's in the Bible, bro. You can look it up, bro.
Say that.
It said, if and it didn't. The Bible doesn't try to say color too much, but it just said, hint, that if the Most High's chosen people didn't do what he told them to do, what he told them to do was, you know, follow the Ten Commandments and stuff like that. But if they don't want to do that, if they want to, you know, act like they just want to do other things with other people or whatever, he said, I'm gonna have you captured by some people in a strange land that you've never been to or don't know of, and they're gonna take you on ships as slaves into another land.
That's like very specific.
I know, right? And then that's
what else could that be about?
You know, like, it doesn't have to be black or white or anything. I just know that mostly black people are the ones I know of that they say were taken on. That was way before my time, so it wasn't me on the ship. You know, I just heard that it was black people, and you know, so it's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? But I do know this. You know, that should never discourage anybody from. Having our own walk with the Most High, you know, like, I mean, it's not like me. I wasn't taken on. I mean, I ain't the one that was taken on. So I don't know if it was me. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm chosen or not. You know, I mean,
one thing I will say, bro, never feel awkward when you're having these kind of discussions with me. You don't feel like you have to like tiptoe around anything.
I'm keeping it real though, because I'm just saying, like, I'm keeping it central. Like, I really don't.
It would be interesting. I mean, it is weird because it's like when you get into like if there's a chosen race, you know, it's like, does that mean?
I think there is.
But does that mean that every other mean that every other race is not as special though? You know, it's like weird.
It kind of does. Honestly, it does mean that, like, okay, if you're not chosen, you got one option. You better like support them a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
If not, I mean,
well, there's definitely something to be said about if you're racist, then I mean, I'm okay with you going to hell.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the chosen people are going to get basically immunity in a lot of ways for their sins. And everybody else, tough luck. Or if you have supported them and blessed those chosen people a lot, like actually went out of your way to do so, then it may be different for you. And what a person is called when they're not chosen is they're called a heathen. And like,
damn, you don't think all white people are heathens, do you?
Huh?
You don't think all white people are heathens, do you?
Dude, I'm not even sure it's about skin color, bro. I actually am just saying what he's, listen, the Bible literally does say that these people were taken on ships. But what I
I think that probably is about black people, honestly.
But what I can't say definitively is that every single person on the ship was black. Like, I don't know that.
I think they probably were. I mean, it was a weird...
I don't know that. I don't know that because that was so long ago, bro.
Well, it
was so long
true.
ago.
You know what really bothers me is, like, two things. First of all, I really don't like how the Catholic Church has, like, all of those hidden books and shit, like, locked away. That really bothers me. And I also am really sad that I don't remember exactly. I think it was maybe the Church of Alexandria or something like that. The, like, huge fire that, like, lost a lot of books, too, that were, like, only there. That happened, like, a long time ago. But I hate that knowledge gets lost. And just knowing, I mean, I guess the only way to feel better about that shit is,
I told you, black squares, man. It's like black square type, most evil people that have to do these things. Because that's the type of game they're playing, is they're playing for the dark side. So in life, like I said earlier, like, you got two choices. And I would say being ignorant is not a choice. You either have to choose the dark side or you have to choose the light side. Now, those that chose the dark side, their job is to hide information. You knowing information is going to help you beat them. And we're talking about if this is a game we're playing. If this is a game we're playing, and we're trying to beat each other, they don't need you to know the information.
Oh, I know, literally.
That information.
So, what do you think? Do you think the Catholic Church is, like, even Christian? I view them different, honestly.
I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like every person is their own walk. I don't even think it's about being a part of a religious group. I think it's about what type of... Because if you think about the Bible, I don't know how much you've read the Bible. Have you read it at all or a lot? Or...
I do. Usually when I do it, I do audiobooks, and I'll, like...
Okay, that's fine, but do you have a good familiarity about a few things? Or...
Decent. I've listened probably to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, probably about...
What about Old Testament Moses and stuff like that?
I probably... Well, I've watched The Prince of Egypt. I've, like...
Okay, Prince of Egypt close enough, right? So, yeah. I was just going to talk about Moses because I was just going to say, like... Think about him. He was an Israelite, but see, he was close with God. But see, the Most High in the Bible, he didn't talk to all the Israelites. He talked to Moses. So even if you're an Israelite, even if a person is an Israelite, it doesn't necessarily mean that your walk with God is going great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
see, that's actually something I was going to get to is I think that that there's probably been multiple chosen people throughout time because, I mean, there's no denying that the whole Egypt area was definitely his chosen people at that time because all of the Bible stuff was happening in that area. And, I mean, whether or not those are black people or not.
That was so long ago, though, what it is today.
And I do think there probably was a time period where Jews were the special lucky people, I guess, if you want to call them that. But... I don't know. I mean, it seems like there is definitely usually one race that gets the blunt of a lot of things, I mean, whether it be Jews or black people.
It's individual. It gets to individuals no matter what. It always boils down to individuals. That's why people, when you talk about a race, the only race that a person should worry about is your own race.
I'll tell you right now, though, I agree 100%.
Like, I'm talking about, like, your individual walk, because let me tell you something, let's just say God's chosen people are white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that. That doesn't mean that all white people are living right. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You gotta have your own relationship with the Creator. You don't just get to ride on everybody else's coattail and say I'm with him because he was a preacher, and it has to be something that you want for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then if you look inside your heart and you see that you do want that for yourself, you might be an Israelite. if you know that deep inside that's you, if that's you, it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. That's why I don't really want to get into color of skin.
Well, it is kind of interesting, though, because also, though, you know, it depends on what you're talking about chosen people, because it's like, are you talking about chosen meaning that they have to suffer, or that their lives are better? Because you could...
I mean, actually, that all goes...
Because it
both,
seems...
You know, that's kind of both, because, like, look, you're going to suffer, but also your life is better because you don't, you have a piece about you that most people can't get. Actually, you just can't find that type of peace that you're going to have when you have that type of anointing on your life. You just don't, there's no way to copy it. Nobody can describe it except for a person who's actually chosen, and so, but yeah, you suffer because of jealousy of others, and then also just the Most High is testing you too on top of that. And so, like, a lot of times chosen just means he's choosing some strong people that can endure a lot. Like, and that's what it is. And so, like I said, when it said that, like, it was people taking on ships, it gives a hint that maybe that might be black people, but
I can't imagine what else it would be unless it's like some kind of weird Egypt shit.
What about the people who didn't disobey them? You know what I mean? Like, what if there were Israelites of different colors and a certain type of them disobeyed, and they're the ones that came to America? And that could have been... Well,
don't they say that the people that they took over were prisoners?
You mean like from Europe?
Well, like, I heard, at least my white person version, like, I heard that the people that they took from Africa to be slaves were prisoners. But the problem is that they had kids, and those kids didn't do anything. You know?
Maybe. I mean, but look, your kids...
But, I mean, it's still, though, it's all... Slavery, obviously, is wrong. I don't gotta tell you that, But, I mean...
It was all, to me, it was all in the plans for what the Most High had, clearly, because he said it in the Bible. He prophesied it in the Bible when you just said, like, if I do it, it'll be because y'all aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing for me. So you deserve it, basically. To him, you deserve it. And, like... That's
one thing that's crazy, is, like, God definitely did, like, curse generations. It's like, oh, you messed up? Well, your kin, like, your 87th
like,
generation.
How hard is it to, like, see, when you look at those commandments, how hard is it to not, like, most of them, like
some of them are a little tough.
Why would you completely reject some of those is what I don't know. Like, if you
I'm gonna look up the 10 Commandments real quick and tell you the ones I have trouble with.
Alright, go ahead. Because
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think he's a short-fused God. I think that you would have to be pressing your luck a long time.
Okay, so number 1, thou shalt have no other gods before me. I don't think that
ain't too hard.
I don't have any issue with that, but it depends on what you're considering a god. If you're like considering it like,
okay, let's just say
if you're just talking about like, I don't believe in.
Let's just say it's literally you worshiping some other, literally, like, unique person or something.
Yeah, okay, so I don't do that.
I'm talking about,
That's
like,
good.
actually, like, burning candles for them.
Yeah.
Saying, you are, that type
like
of thing.
worshiping
a bull. Be that hard, right?
Like worshiping a bull or whatever. I don't do that shit. But
yeah, that
thou
be that
shalt
hard.
not make unto any graven image. So I guess that means that you shouldn't, like,
making an image out of stone.
You shouldn't make an image of God, which they've totally done. So that's.
But
but I didn't do that.
Yeah, my thing is, like, how hard is it not to do that?
Yeah.
Like, don't go grave an image of me. Like
thankfully,
or anything. Like, don't
thankfully,
do that.
I don't really curse too much. At least, like, I try not to say GD or like anything like that. So I don't take the
but that's
Lord's name in vain. Unfortunately, I don't think that I do the Sabbath day thing very well because, I mean, I don't necessarily do bad things, but I mean, I can't even really. I don't know if the Sabbath is Saturday or Sunday. Even really, I'm confused, and I don't know. I don't. You know,
well, it's the seventh day of the week, but it's been lost in translation because of you don't know what they meant by it.
And I'll tell you right now, everyone's turning up on Saturday and Sunday for the most. Usually Saturday, people are turning up.
Can't
Sunday,
be like everybody, you know what I'm saying? You can't try to do it. One thing about it, everybody is not a good indication of what you should be doing.
Oh, I know. Probably my worst thing, bro, is I smoke weed. Other than that, like most.
That's not really. I mean, in the Bible doesn't say don't smoke weed.
I don't even know if weed was a thing back then. It definitely says you're not supposed to drink. So I mean,
it says you're not supposed to be drunk.
Yeah, but I mean,
but what does the Ten Commandments say? Go ahead, read more.
Okay, then it says honor thy father and mother. I do that. Thou shalt not
be too hard.
Thou shalt not kill. That's fucking easy. I don't want to kill anyone.
Should not be too hard, right?
You know? Committing adultery. I will say,
should not be too hard.
You know, like there was a period of time when I was young where that might have been an issue. And sometimes you can be tempted, but overall, I do not like the feeling of someone cheating on their partner with me. It does not make me feel good at all, actually. Yeah. So I'm not with that actually at all. And I am the type of person.
Okay, so let's keep it in context. Now, let's just say a person is trying. Now, for a person who is really committed and they got a really messed up, like you said, messed up mind, messed up in the head, messed up childhood, whatever it may be, just a messed up person, it may be hard for them to kind of do anything good. But like, let's just say you're a person that's trying to do right. And let's say you're really making that effort. How hard could it be? So, and I'm not saying.
Well, also, okay, actually, there's a flip.
This is also what I'm not saying.
Okay, yeah.
It's not all about keeping those commandments every single day, but how hard is it to like literally be like, I'm not going to do that again. Like if you've done that and you broke that commandment and you repent and not do it again, how hard is that?
Yeah, I will say though. So like,
if you grave an image, or if you graved an image, can you just say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to grave anymore?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you're doing it every day, what are you doing?
Like, yeah, what's wrong with you? Obviously, something is you deserve. You're poking the bear of God. Like you're poking him. Like,
yeah, I guess
you're trying to get him.
There's another side to that coin too, because I actually just thought, for some weird reason, I thought about someone's partner cheating on them with me, but that would also include me cheating on someone, which I have done before in the past, and I'm not too happy about it. But but at the same time, though, like usually, I mean, when it happened, things weren't too great, and I'm not happy about it. But if I'm in a happy relationship, I don't want to cheat. Honestly, I mean, that's not. I like the idea. I mean, if I'm the kind of person where like,
to me, think about it,
if I'm trying to have sex with multiple people, I'd just be single. I don't need to like.
Right.
Date somebody and then say that like I'm dating them only and then cheat on them. Like that's stupid to me. But thou shalt not steal. That's not hard for me. I don't steal.
Should not be too hard. I mean, keep your hands to yourself and get it honestly. Like if you want something, get it honestly. And if a person can't do that, something is wrong with it.
Yeah, thou shalt not bear.
I'm not saying again, you can slip up and do these things.
I have stolen. Stolen before.
Right, I have too.
But I don't really though. I just think it's stupid, honestly.
When you read these commandments, think of it from the standpoint of how hard is it to not do this repeatedly?
Yeah. I will say though, if I needed to like survive or like protect my family or something, I definitely would steal. There's no doubt about it.
I get that. I get that. But also, it would be better if you just understood that he was going to provide anyway. You don't have to steal from others. You got to have faith in him. That's the point of the thing.
That's also another line that I draw too, is first of all, I don't steal, but I would much rather steal from like a corporation like Walmart or something than steal from someone. If you're stealing from someone,
but just know
that's way more
things literally can pop up out of the blue or fall out of the sky for you. When the Most High, when you're following what he said, and he said don't steal, if you actually don't steal, and let's just say you're hurt, your stomach is growling and all that stuff, you're gonna see something pop up. And you have to believe it. You just have to believe it. I told you before, when you're on that white square, Ezekiel, when you're on that white square life that's battling against those dark forces, I told you one definition of white is invisible. Okay, you're gonna have to believe in invisible and intangible things that you just don't quite understand. So it's easy to say, "Oh, I got these two hands. I need to go grab something from somebody and steal it." See, because you're reacting off of what you can see. You know you have hands, and you know they have food, so you go take it. And even if it's Walmart, you go in there and you say, "Walmart has food. I go snatch it." But if you're really living that life, you have to believe in what you don't see and what you don't understand either.
Yeah, but I also will say people that like just steal clothes, like, "Oh my god, I just stole some Gucci," or like shit like that. Like, nah, that's stupid.
The least you can do is, if you do have to steal, be honorable about it. And what I mean by that is, if you get back on your feet, go give it back and go make it up to them and be honest about it, and don't be trying to like hide.
Yeah.
Like, that's the least you can do if you're going to actually do that.
So then the next one is, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor."
Oh yeah, that's pretty wicked,
that's
to lie
easy.
on other people.
That's super easy for me. I don't want to do that anyway. So that's easy. I don't like lying in general, but especially lying to...
Just off the first 5 commandments, right? And then we haven't even gotten to... Wait, it's been 5, right?
Well, no, we're almost done, buddy. A lot of them have been pretty easy, honestly, for me. But
You said how many? 5?
No, I'm on 9, buddy. Like, I got one more after this. The last one is "Thou shalt not covet."
No, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
You didn't say 8 of them.
Yeah, I did, bro, because it was...
What are the 8?
"Thou shalt not have any gods before me. Thou shalt not take unto any graven image. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Honor thy mother and father. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." And then the last one is "Thou shalt not covet," which I'll admit is probably the hardest one for me. But I'm definitely... It's not that bad, though. I mean, I like giving people their flowers, and I try to help people out and shit, so... I don't think I'm necessarily really jealous of people.
Covet is definitely when you're basically you're not grateful for what you already have, and you're looking at other people's stuff and you're trying to get what they have.
That seems like that's one of the hardest ones for most people, I think, probably.
You can get sucked into it, but really you're not supposed to be like that. I mean, when I say not supposed to be, I mean like it's not even natural to
but I mean,
feel like that.
Me specifically,
in the right
though, I mean, like
when
I realized
you're in only time coveting is hard is if you're competing with people.
I agree. Actually, that's like
if you're
pretty similar to what I was
if you
gonna
have
say.
that spirit, if you just say, "I'm gonna live life without competing with people," covetousness goes away.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Pretty much goes away. But when you say, "I gotta keep up with Jeremy or Jared or what's his name? I gotta keep up with my girlfriend, or I gotta keep up. See, when you have that type of mentality, now covetousness is as easy as it is, because you're just saying, "Well, they have it, so I have to have it," or I have to have something better.
That's a great way to put it, honestly.
If you eliminate that type of thinking, competing with people, like basically sports and stuff like that is pretty much evil.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect you to say that.
Pretty much, because think about it, bro. That competition stuff, it causes people it gets the worst out of, you get the worst out of people and their ability. They're going to start coveting all kinds of stuff just to get ahead on competition, coveting all types of people, coveting all types of players or whatever. And in that way, because of how it is. But
I think the big thing that flipped it around on me too is also just realizing that just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you can't win. I mean, there is literally so much to go around, bro. Like, you know, even in like music, for instance, I mean, bro, like, there is more than one music artist that's famous or like has money or like is successful, and success can mean a lot of different things. Like me specifically, success, what I want it to be is I just want to be financially free and be able to make music whenever I want. So really, that doesn't take very much money, honestly. Like,
when you take away covetousness, the reason the Most High doesn't like covetousness, when you take away that covetousness, it allows you to love people more genuinely and actually be happier for them instead of you looking at them as competition.
Yeah, you should actually be happier. And that's the thing that's weird too, is a lot of people feel like that towards their homies, and like you
because
really, I know
they have a competition mindset.
I know you really should just be happy for your homies doing good, you know.
Yeah, not even just homies, just anybody. It's like, say for instance, if you take away your competition mindset, just I'm not competing with literally anybody, and that's just the way you live life now. So let's just say this person who you used to compete with comes up to you and says, hey, I'm doing well in life. I'm doing great. I got this and that and this and that and this and that, and I'm doing this and that. See, but when you've taken that competition mindset out of your head, now you're just thinking, wow, I'm just happy that you're okay.
Yeah, I know. And that other person,
have all of this stuff.
That other person is just okay. Like, yeah. And sometimes, you know, I mean, if somebody's like flexing just to be an asshole, you know, that's stupid.
I'm just happy you're okay.
But sometimes, though, it is nice if you've been working for a long time. You should be able to just be happy with what you have and be like, look at all this shit I got, y'all. Like, I've been working my ass off, you know? Be proud of it. But
man, at the end of the day,
don't let it corrupt you, though.
At the end of the day, though, it's like when that's happening for somebody else or somebody that if they have more than you, it should not affect the fact that you still feel great about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day,
everyone's on their own path, bro.
But but also at the end of the day, you should be more. I'm telling you, covetous people are not grateful. Like, if you wouldn't be coveting this and that if you were more grateful for what you already have. So like, if people are more grateful, like say, hey, I'm glad I woke up this morning. Or I'm glad that I'm like genuinely though, like not just saying that just so
I said that just this
you can feel
morning,
better,
bro.
But like literally, honestly, just be grateful for things that really can be taken away from you at any time. Like you say, like you might say, oh, he's really glad that he woke up this morning. Yeah, right. But really, like people don't wake up every morning. Like it does happen.
That's really weird you say that, bro, because I literally like did that exact same thing today and thought the exact same thing. Like I was just walking outside and I was just looking at how the wind was blowing.
Right there, bro. Do you know how many people can't walk outside, bro?
I know,
You know how many people are trapped in the hospital bed right now, bro?
I know, man.
They can't just walk outside.
I know. But just
you know how many people
the wind and the trees, bro.
Keep all the way real, bro. Do you know how many people are in a coma right now?
I know. Well, they probably just... I think I'd rather be dead than be in a coma. I don't know.
Bro, but it happens, bro. And you can be in a coma soon. So can I. Bro, it can happen. So when I'm saying
knocking on wood for that one.
Huh?
Said I'm knocking on wood for that one.
Look, bro, all I know is it can happen. It can happen as soon as, like, immediately, like, right now. Like, we got to be grateful that we're on the phone talking to each other.
You know what I'm grateful for, bro, also? This is our longest podcast so far.
Well, you know what I'm saying? It gets like that, you know, when you're talking about that
I know, we're going grimy in the depths, bro. So I do have something also. So, like, okay, so is there any more information? Because I feel like most of the information you told me about Philly was, like, the history of the state. Like, what about the rap? It
motivates good rapping, bro. When you have that much struggling going on.
So, like, is Cicero the only one you really fuck with, or are there like other people?
Really, anytime. I know a lot of Philadelphia rappers, but anytime somebody I know is from Philly, I have a high hope and expectation for their rap ability, honestly. And not only their rap ability, because it's not just about rap, it's also just anything they do in life. I say, watch out for that person right there, because, you know, anything where it comes to expression or just ability to, which really is almost in everything, really, a person from Philadelphia is going to have a lot of motivation, most likely. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're going to be very motivated to do well. So
off top,
it's just something like that.
Off top, if you know any others, you should name off some Philadelphia rappers, bro. Give them their shine. Since they're always underlooked, we might as well do our little 2 cents, bro. Who are the Philadelphia rappers people should check out? And I should check out.
K Walker. This guy named Hondo. They had a rap battle, bro. K Walker and Hondo. You should look it up, bro.
Okay, I will.
You should look that up right now, man, and listen to that, because
I'll listen to it. You said K Walker and Hondo?
Yeah.
And that's a battle rap?
Yeah, and you'll be surprised how good of a battle rap it is.
I'm not finding this at all, buddy.
Huh?
I'm not finding this at all. I'm gonna have to, like, do some...
K Walker and then versus Hondo. It should be there.
Okay, yeah,
Do you know how to spell
I
Hondo?
found it. Yeah, Headshot Battle Series.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's bro. Do you know how good of a battle it is? It went 4
bro,
rounds.
I'm about to start doing some more battle rap shit, bro. Not me battling, but if you want, bro, I'm gonna be on staff again for my homie Poppy G is making a battle league called Better Be Fi, and he is having the first event, I think June 14th, if you want to pop out with me, bro. That's up to you, though.
Yeah, I can't say I can't.
I mean, that's like a month from now, but if you want to, though, you're definitely welcome to come, bro.
Cool. I can't say. Sure.
But, yeah, so this is like a battle rap thing, though. So, like, is there any, like, music, though?
Oh, you mean like tracks? Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. There's a lot of rappers. Beanie Siegel, you got Beanie Siegel.
Okay, I've heard of Beanie Siegel. I didn't know he was from Philly.
You know, and then you got Gilly the Kid.
Heard of him too.
You know, you got just many more, man. But they're not always going to be. They're not going to get the shine, you know, that a lot of people get.
Yeah, when I've heard of Gilly the Kid, and Benny Siegel,
it's always high quality music though. When you listen to them guys, Gilly the Kid or Beanie Siegel, it's got really good high quality to it, and they just aren't known enough. I mean, known a lot. I wouldn't say known or like they don't get them Grammys or nothing. Like,
okay, so Benny Siegel, Cicero, was the other one Gilly the Kid?
Yeah, and there's singers too. You know, you got Music Soul Child.
I'm gonna listen to all this shit, bro, because I'm actually very interested. So.
But yeah, man.
Wow, okay. So Music Soul Child, that dude has a Q in the music?
Yeah.
Oh, that's trippy as hell. Yeah, I've never heard of that dude before. So,
pretty good, man.
Is Cicero your favorite from Philly? Because I remember you talked about him a lot back in the day.
I was amazed at his ability, you know.
You got me onto Cassidy really hard, I remember, bro.
Yeah, Cassidy, how could I forget? Of course, Cassidy is great.
Is Cassidy from Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Cassidy impressed me, man. I was looking. He got a Hot 97 freestyle that's 11 minutes, I believe.
Bro, he's like... Oh, yeah, he is from Philly. Okay. Yeah,
bro,
dude.
when you can freestyle on Hot 97 for 11 minutes, you're doing something.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, here's a guy you need to know. Black Thought.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I've never really listened to him, but I know he's a legend. Isn't he in the Roots?
Yeah, he's a legend, alright, bro. He raps, bro.
Isn't he in the Roots?
Huh?
Isn't he in the Roots?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've
Bro, legend is right, bro. He raps, man. Oh, man. Like, he makes you feel like he invented rap, for real. Like,
bruh. Okay, so what I've been really into lately, like, very lately, like, I've been obsessed, dude, ever since I found out about this shit. How much do you know about, like, 90s Memphis rap, bro?
90s? I know about Memphis rap, but not 90s. I don't know.
Bruh.
Unless you're talking about, like, 3 6 Mafia a little bit.
Sorta. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit more
like
underground.
Some Project Pat type thing.
Yeah, bro. They're getting closer. Like, I've been listening, like, do you know who Tommy Wright III is?
No, not right up here.
Oh my god, I'm gonna send you him, bro. Like, so, like, I've just been really interested in that whole scene, bro.
Memphis has that devil rap. Man.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately. But
no, that's just the way they are. I'm gonna tell you why, though. Because, like, it's like I think it's like again, it's like a black square, white square thing. Because I feel like Arkansas is very pure in a state. I would say Arkansas would definitely be basically a godly state. I would say
I could see that.
But Memphis is more like
yeah. I could see that shit big time, actually.
You know, bro, they got an Egyptian obelisk over there.
Bro, they got a pyramid, dude.
Yeah, they got a pyramid, and like, bro, just the whole city is like they're known for like tearing you down, roasting.
Okay, so, bro, so I'm gonna look up all these artists that you told me to look up. I want you to look up Tommy Wright III, and I want you to look up Koopsta. And it's weird. It's Nicka, but it's like Knicca. But if you type in Koopsta, he'll probably pop up. But both of them, bro, are so fucking hard. And like, so this whole Memphis scene is like very interesting to me because first of all, like, that whole triplet flow is like what every new rapper uses these days. Like,
listen to this. There's a Memphis trio called Devilish Trio.
Yep. Oh yeah. I actually haven't listened to them, but I'm listening to a lot of their like type beats though, so I actually do need to look them up.
It's crazy.
But like, yeah, well, the first thing is probably because I've been listening like interviews with Tommy Wright III and shit, and like all the shit, the like Satan shit. I mean, it's like over exaggerated. I mean, a lot of these people weren't really actually doing that shit. It was like horrorcore.
I can't even say whether they're doing it or not. I would definitely say, again, I listen to things off of the rap quality and how they've.
Well, hey, let me just say this real quick. Okay, so one thing I am interested in about it though is that because they had kind of a Philadelphia thing going on too, where it's like everyone overlooked Memphis at the time because everyone was focused on like Tupac and Biggie and like all that shit. So the quality was shit, dude. And it's like they were using all this outdated equipment, and it was also just very interesting too because like they would just print up some CDs.
Sounds good though. They got good music.
Yeah, they would like just print up like CDs or like cassette tapes and sell like a couple hundred. So now those CDs and cassettes are like super rare, like $1,000. And it's interesting because the quality of everything was like shit, but it made it have this like dark lo-fi type of like horrorcore, fast speed rap, just very interesting type of vibe. And it's just, you know, like everyone these days raps with that triplet flow. I mean, that's like pretty normal. And, you know, there's a lot of different genres like crunk, like that whole Lil Jon movement thing, like all that shit started in Memphis. Bone Thugs and Harmony stole their whole sound from Memphis. It's just weird, you know, like I've just been very interested first in the DIY nature of everything because they didn't have a lot of technology and they made the best with what they had. And then also just the fact that they were totally underlooked, but also like a lot of people stole from them at the same time. So it's like really weird because even that whole like Atlanta sound, that all came from fucking Memphis. Like all Zero and all that shit too is like, it's just very like chopped and screwed music probably wouldn't exist. Like, I'm
gonna keep it real though. Like if you're not, I ain't gonna lie. I think Memphis is normally that city that is rapping about the devil. They're not rapping it like, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I have listened to so much Memphis music, and if I could just say, like, maybe 70% of it is them rapping somewhat about...
They do, for sure.
Something, the devil, or like, some type of sacrifice, or something like that.
Yeah, it's because the horrorcore...
They do it so much that I would definitely say it's their style. Like,
yeah. So do you think that it's true?
I don't live there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, but I'm just saying.
Well, if you're talking about raw fucking hip hop, though, bro, you definitely should check out some. I'm gonna text.
I mean, if that's just. I'm just saying that's what they rap about. I don't know. I can't speak on what goes on in everyday life there.
As far as like Tommy Wright the Third, like, which is who I've been listening to the most, like he does have lyrics like that for sure, but a lot of them like. I mean,
it's got to be part of their culture. I would like it's got to be like.
Well, see, the thing is like they would like sample horror movies and like because.
But what makes them into that though? Like seriously, like.
Well, it is weird, but it is just
it's them. It's got to be them. Like it makes sense too. Just the fact that they got a lot of Egyptian things going on.
It is weird. So. It is weird for sure.
I think honestly, Memphis is like an epicenter of demons or something. Like gotta be over there.
Man, I'm telling you though, bro.
Maybe not necessarily Memphis, but somewhere around Tennessee, somewhere.
Well, usually, like, because I'm actually usually not a very big fan of horrorcore. I think it sounds corny a lot of times. Like, I don't like Insane Clown Posse. I don't like Eminem when he gets super like that. But there's just something about how dusty all these recordings sound, and like the quality sucks, but all the rappers are really good, and then just the speed rap, and then the fact that the beats are just very haunting.
I'm just saying for Atlanta, I don't even think Atlanta comes close to copying Memphis unless you're gonna rap about like.
Well, yeah, I'm mainly talking about their flows. I'm pretty sure, honestly, though, bro, like, I'm really interested in getting deeper in some of this research, though, because not just specifically about Tennessee. Like, I actually thought a second ago, bro, like, you and me should, like, take on a task, bro. We should, like, do research on every state and their scene.
And their what?
Like, we should go back and we should, like, Google every single state in the United States and learn about their rap scene, bro. I think that'd be super interesting. Like, what is Alabama's rap scene, you know? Or what is Utah's rap scene history?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds very time-consuming.
For sure. But, I mean, like, the way I was viewing it is just, like, you do a state and I do a state, and then we like talk about it, you know.
But then like it's just like it sounds like because each song is probably about at least 3 minutes or 2 minutes, and you'd have to kind of go through and listen to a lot of.
Well, for sure, I'm gonna be doing some research though, bro, because I think it's.
You can, yeah, sure. You let me know, but I mean, I just feel like that's a lot of.
It is
listening.
I swear, it's just
which in the right circumstance, I really wouldn't mind doing. So I'm not ruling it out.
I am just interested. Well, I also wasn't planning on like rushing something like that. It would be like an overtime thing, you know, because even like, it's crazy, bro. Like we actually before today haven't talked in a couple months. So even though it doesn't feel like it, but I mean, like in that time, I mean, we could have like, I could have been listening to, whatever music.
I got a busy schedule too, bro. I just be doing things, every day I got a certain routine, and
that's good.
I do things, and but like at the end of the day, when I do have free time, I'm pretty much down to do some research, but sure. It just needs to be the right day and all that.
Yeah, I guess I'm mostly interested in like You know, because there are definitely...
I'm all for learning, you know? I'm all for, like,
learning. Well, what I'm interested in, though, is it's like, there are a lot of states where...
I'm deep, though, so, like, when I listen to music, though, I'm gonna want to talk about the song, you know, instead of, like, you know, I'm not, like, metaphorically speaking, I'm not just gonna flip through the pages. I'm gonna kind of read and into it and sort of be like, okay, this must be like, and try to like, that's just how I am. So like, I mean,
it is just weird to think about, though,
it would take longer. That's why I say it sounds time consuming, because it would actually take long with me, because I would be like trying to like kind of talk about it.
Well, also it's just weird thinking about, bro, like there are just a couple of cities that like all the rap comes from, for the most part, you know? Like, it's like Chicago's one of them, especially for drill, obviously. You know, Florida.
Philly is the most heavy in it, though. I would say Jadakiss told us in an interview that Philly has the most rappers.
That's weird, because I don't see a lot of them pop up. I've heard of Benny Siegel.
It is weird.
I've heard of Gilly the Kid. But also, these people could have been born in Philly.
They got a lot, though, that you just haven't heard.
Oh, I know, bro. See, that's what I'm saying.
And
bro,
the thing about it, this is what Jadakiss said. Jadakiss is a very respected rapper.
I don't listen to him enough.
I would definitely say I don't have too many people who can out-rap Jadakiss. And
see, I don't even listen to him. It's crazy.
And he said that, yeah, Philly, if you want to go find rappers, bro, like, in terms of just the density of the population that would be that of people that rap pretty good, he said that it's the heaviest over there.
Well, if
like
Cassidy
you would just run into a person that just is really good at rapping.
Yeah, if Cassidy is an indication, I can definitely agree with that, because Cassidy is one of the best freestylers I've ever heard, honestly.
Cassidy said just in Philly alone, he had over 1,000 battles.
Shit.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Cassidy. So, like,
if only they were recorded, bro.
How many people out there actually rap?
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean they're the best rappers.
So, okay, so what would you consider like the biggest states for rap?
State? Oh, like state?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, there are some that are undeniable, like Chicago, Florida.
I thought you meant like city or state? City?
State. I mean, you could do city, but I mean, obviously Hollywood, you know, Cali.
Then I guess it would be Cali, because Cali is like the second biggest state, and then they got several cities that do some rapping. So
you know, it's weird. You don't hear about a lot of rappers coming from like Boston for some weird reason.
Yeah.
It seems like a big city. Sure. Like, it seems like there would be people there, but you don't hear about it.
Rap, sure. It's just like you gotta get on with a certain company in order to get the shine enough or something.
See, like something like New York, like its rap scene is way stronger than Boston.
It's just the way they have the companies there. Like, they have the companies that'll blow you up. I mean, but you could just be, ain't nothing wrong with being underground. I'm sure Boston has many underground rappers.
Yeah, it's just weird that there's just certain states that have way more opportunity, you know?
That just means that somebody in their company set up there, Universal.
That's a
Everybody
good point.
knows Universal Music Group is in New York and they're in LA. So, like, you know, those are the big companies. You know, Sony,
yeah,
Digital.
I guess that does
Interscope
make sense.
Records. That's out. So if you want to go either New York, Atlanta, or you could go to Texas, or you could go to LA. That would be. I wouldn't even say go to Chicago. You need to go to one of
Chicago's too dangerous. It's too. There's no point.
I don't know people for blowing up in Chicago. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't know, that whole O Block, bro. Everyone in O Block blew up.
But that was till late, though. Like, that was.
And it was mainly because of the things they were doing, probably.
But yeah, that wasn't even until like recently. Like O-Block
Yeah.
didn't blow up until like probably somewhere past 2010.
See, it's really weird trying to piece together the drill thing for me because I was like really focused on other shit during that time, and I feel like I missed the entire drill wave.
But people okay, Memphis is underrated though, because you can get a name in Memphis quicker than you can in a lot of other places. Like Memphis blew up before Chicago did.
Memphis?
Like that I know of.
Well, Memphis is weird too because it has like a really... See, that's another thing about Memphis.
Who's a Chicago rapper that blew up before 3 6 Mafia?
You mean Memphis rapper?
No, Chicago. I'm trying to compare Chicago and Memphis to say that Memphis blew up.
Oh yeah, for
before
sure. Like years before, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
3 6 Mafia was kind of an anomaly, unfortunately, because most of the rappers in Memphis ended up staying pretty small. And but
I'm just saying, you
but
know,
3 6
like,
Mafia, they
Memphis
definitely blew the fuck up.
Memphis had places that could get you known quicker than Chicago could.
Yeah, for sure. I could
But
see that.
like most of the places though is you're gonna have to go to LA, New York, or Texas.
Well, the weird thing
or
about
Atlanta,
Memphis
or
too,
Atlanta.
the weird thing about Memphis too is it has like a really strong like rock and like blues scene too.
Yeah,
So,
music overall.
so it's like people may have been more focused on that during that time, you know?
But music overall, they're good at though.
Yeah.
They got a name in pretty much anything about in music.
Yeah,
you know, whether
especially,
it be
bro. That's why I was
pop,
like,
you know, country, whatever.
I just thought it was really weird, like doing research about Memphis rap because it's like people literally like
Louisiana has a lot of people that rap.
Louisiana
Yeah.
does. I'm gonna look into that shit.
Yeah, you got Boosie and Wayne.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah.
Master P.
Well, I mean, if you're saying, bro, I've already listened to a shit ton of Wayne, but I actually do need to catch up though, because I'm telling you, bro, it's wild. I haven't really listened to Wayne since about like 2014.
Yeah, but he's great though, and I would definitely say that Louisiana has plenty. But Juvenile,
I need to
Master
listen to
P,
him. Yeah.
Juvenile, Master P, Boosie, and Wayne are four people right there that really have carried Louisiana. So that's a big place to get some recognition. But yeah, you
Master
know,
P is
it's
actually a good dude. He really helped Snoop Dogg out, apparently.
cool.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember what
but-
he did. I think he gave him a lot of money or something.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of actually really good things about Master P, including that, like, I've heard that he's, like, a very good businessman, but, like, I've also heard that
Sure.
he's, like, he, like, really respects people and he, like, helps his friends out, which is really good to hear.
You got to, man. You can't go far in the world, man, without some sort of courtesy in your game, because people will turn against you and make it difficult. So yeah,
Yeah.
you want to definitely have some kind of manners, respect.
Well, shit, bro. My phone looks like it's about to die. We should talk for,
Okay.
like, a couple more minutes, and, because I don't want it to, like, die in the middle of us talking, you know what I'm saying?
Cool. Well, I'll just say this, man. I would say Philly is the truth of all of them. I would say out of all the places that rap, I think you learn the most about it if you get connected with Philly. I would definitely go on a limb now. It doesn't mean that it's true just because I said it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a rap fan. On everything, out of everything I've seen, and I've seen New York, I've seen LA, I've seen Miami, and I've seen them all, really, up to now. I would say Philly in total, in general, is the truest of the rap that I've seen.
Well, I'm about to...
Based on every single thing I know that they're going through, based on the greatness of and you talk about legends like Black Thought. You know, Black Thought really
Yeah.
takes the cake, man. Like
I
don't know. I
he's
don't
like-
know that. I don't even know that he deserves a label. It's just he's like a rap god or something.
I've
He's
been hearing
really
his
good.
name for years, bro. He's up with, like, the like Commons.
He's past Eminem for sure. I would say,
bro, he's like up with like the Commons and like the.
Dang, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like very hard to put into a category.
Yeah, because that's the thing, bro. Is it's like technically, I don't know. I might consider somebody like Common better than Eminem too. Maybe.
Yeah. Common's good.
People sleep on him so hard, bro.
My goodness, bro. I forgot about him, bro. You brought it up, bro. I forgot about Common, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He never, ever had a bad bar, bro.
He really, bro, and his voice is so smooth, dude. Like, I've never heard him sound bad.
So yeah, he's up there. Black Thought is definitely up there with Common for sure.
And
matter of fact, Chicago slept on, bro, because Kanye West just really don't get his flowers enough either, bro. He's really, really good.
Kanye West is gonna make sure he gets his fucking flowers. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
If it wasn't for him making sure and almost looking like a fool doing so,
almost, bro, that dude is crazy as shit. I love him, but
I'm just saying though, like if he didn't try so hard to get, nobody would give him his flowers.
You know what I will say though is I wish that he'd like make some more fucking music instead of doing all this weird like I Love Hitler shit.
He makes a lot of music, bro. You gotta look that up, bro. He makes a lot of music.
Kanye does?
Kanye's gotta be one of the most featured artists I've ever seen. Like, he'd be on everybody's song, bro.
True. Bro, honestly, what I didn't like is that song with him and Lil Pump, bro. I was like, oh my god, this song fucking sucks.
Bro, he did a song with Katy Perry, bro. Like,
no, my god.
He be on everybody's song.
Bro, that's how I feel about Gucci, too. Like, Gucci got a song with Jake Paul, bro.
Man, I'm just saying, bro. Kanye slept on, bro. I mean, like, Kanye is a giant, man. I mean, especially
because the fact that he produces his own music a lot of times too.
Yeah, bro.
I will say one thing I do think is weird about Kanye though is I think that it was pretty weird that he made that album Donda and like made it mostly other people, because it's like, dude, your mom just died, and you're gonna make the whole album other people instead of talking about your fucking mom?
Yeah.
That seemed like a weird move to me.
And he admitted he sold his soul to the devil, too.
Yeah, apparently that's pretty normal.
Listen, when you do that, look, it's like, to me, it kind of can discredit you, because did you get your skills from the devil, dude? Because...
Bro, I wish I'm gonna like take that sound clip and put it in a song or some shit. That'd be so insane. Like, it's so funny just the way that you say some of the things you say, bro. But it is true though, because I mean, like, you know, it's weird to think about, bro. It's fucking weird.
I think that's why people don't admit it. Because the minute you admit something like that, I have to now question where you get your ability.
Yeah.
And like exactly how much of it is you.
You know what's really even more scary?
Once you sell your soul to the devil, you get possessed. So is it you?
Yeah.
Or is it what's possessing you?
Well, bro, if we want to get into all that, bro, like, I mean, I've heard that people do, like, seances before music and will, like, summon, like, dead rappers.
But if you admit that, though, now your credibility takes...
I've heard like XXXTentacion like did shit like that.
I understand it happens, but I'm saying like, and credit to Kanye though, because I'm not trying to discourage anybody or any artist out there from admitting, because ain't nothing wrong with keeping it real, bro. And if you keep it real, it just allows us to be able to properly understand where you belong. And that's why I'm saying, like, before I say Kanye's the GOAT, because he definitely,
he's goated.
He could be the GOAT, but the thing is, if it's not really you and it's somebody possessing you based on the fact of you really did sell your soul, that's what you said. So if something is possessing you, now I'm wondering, okay, who has the best natural talent though?
Yeah.
Who didn't have to sell their soul? Like, who has the best natural talent? And bro, I'm willing to bet it's somebody in Philly, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was literally about to say, like, it's probably somebody that is not very popular.
it's probably somebody in Philly, because Philly, bro, I've seen so much good talent from there, and I understand. You saw Cicero, bro.
I don't even remember him
at all, bro.
I'm about to binge listen to him.
You notice how good his tracks are.
Yeah, I'm about to binge listen to him, bro.
You always tell me, Faith Frederick, like, who's that guy from Philly again, man? His track. I know what you're talking about, bro, because he leaves that same mark on me, bro. Cicero,
dude,
bro,
see, think about it, bro. You showed me him like fucking 10 years ago, and I still remember him.
Bro, and it's the same way with me, though. I just ran into him on the internet, and then I just kept on saying, man, let me go back to that guy. Like, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's weird, too, because I don't even remember him. I just remember that he was good as shit. Which is, like, it's like, you gotta be pretty fucking good for me to remember that, like, 10 years later.
Me too, bro. No, bro, I got ADHD. You think
I know,
remember things
dude.
easily, bro? No,
Bruh.
like, I forget people easily, bro.
Especially when we're talking about rappers, bro. There's so many good ones out there.
I would just say, here's what else, and I'll give Cicero's flowers here, bro. I would just say, I'm not even gonna say something, because to me, I want to try to characterize it the best way I can. Look, it's got something to do with the substance in his music for sure. Like the detail, the believability is wild. The believability is wild. If he ain't telling the truth, I don't know who is, bro. That dude, bro,
I'm about to listen to him like right after this phone call, bro.
Songs, bro. And it helps me believe it when I know what type of city Philly is. Like,
see, that's why I'm trying to go like deep, bro. Like, I'm about to do some mega research, dude.
Did you know there's been years in Philly? Philly's the first city I ever remember seeing on the statistics report that they have 400 murdered in a year.
Jeez.
Like,
Little Rock's pretty bad too, bro.
It ain't 400 murders.
We only got 3 million people here, so.
Well, I'm just saying, it ain't 400 murders.
Yeah,
Philly,
I need to look like,
I'm just saying, Philly's the first city I've seen that I've seen that hit that mark, and they may have a year with 500.
God, man.
But I'm saying, like, it's that type of city. So when a person so it's almost like this, bro. It's almost as if
that's more than a death a day.
Yeah, it is. That's what
crazy,
what the Philly rappers say. That's what the Philly rappers are famous for. If you listen to their music, they're famous for saying, "I live in a city where there's a body every day," or like there's a murder a day.
That's fucking nuts, actually. If you think about it that way,
it is, bro.
Like that's gotta be like a dark shadow over their lives, bro.
It is, bro.
And it's probably I remember
what I remember?
Huh?
Speaking of dark shadow, I remember playing that music. We were in the shed, and I was playing Cicero's music, and Wynn wanted me to turn it off. She was like, that's scary, bro. Like,
yeah, dude, see, man, they can't hang. They can't hang. The ladies can't.
Well,
they can't do the real hip hop.
But I was happy to turn it off because I understand that it is dark. It really is. Like, dude, he's the reason she said that, and I totally get it. The reason she said that is because his believability is like off the charts, and if what he's saying is real,
see, okay, it is weird because so like then we get into like Immortal Technique.
Yeah, his believability,
and it's like, what the fuck? I can't even listen to that. I listened to that song twice, "Dance with the Devil," and I never want to listen to it again. Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
So
bro.
It's like when and it's like, was that real? Because if that was real, bro, like, I hope that wasn't real.
Probably was, bro. If he didn't do it, somebody did.
Yeah.
He told it too well. Like,
I was with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too.
Bro.
I still, bro. It's like literally like haunting. It's like
it's
in my
so
ears.
Bad that it's such bad stuff.
Were you the one that showed me Immortal Technique?
You showed me.
Oh, I showed you? Oh, shit.
I remember the night, bro.
I think Caleb Collins might have showed me. Actually, Caleb Collins hit me up some recently.
Cool.
Did you, we kicked it together, all of us, right?
Yeah.
We should maybe do that sometime. That'd be pretty cool.
But, yeah, no, I remember the night though. It was you showed me Immortal Technique, and I remember where I was. I was sitting outside your you remember where those tables, just right outside your back door.
Yeah.
We used to sit right there.
Yep.
And you have your laptop, bro, and it was probably like 4 or 5 of us out there, and we're just listening to it, man. And it was just all of us just paying attention to what he was saying, and like. Man,
it's weird, bro, because I
feel
don't
like he did that, bro. Like, I feel like, bro, and what makes it crazy is, bro, I feel like there's that thing that goes on, bro. There's a it's called selling your soul, and I feel like he.
You think Cicero did?
Kind of. No, I think that guy that Immortal Technique was talking about sold his soul, and I feel like. I wouldn't even say sold it for money or kind of he did, because he was talking about selling cocaine and stuff. Yeah. But the thing is, he wanted it's not that he sold his soul as much for money. He sold it for like the respect of others. He wanted the respect of others so bad. And he was willing to do anything, just anything for it. And
it's crazy.
That's why Immortal Technique said in the song, "Me and brothers like this will never be equal." He said, "I don't project my insecurities on other people."
Yep.
And so,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Like when you come up to people and all you want from them is respect, they can demand it in any way, and they can cause you to do anything.
See, that's why you need to. You just gotta not put your value in other people. You need to put it in,
bro. You gotta
put it in God, and you gotta put it in yourself, bro.
Yeah, you gotta know your own. You gotta know your own place, and not with others, or you can end up like that guy. And he's just like the rest. I know there's people like him, bro. I know there's people that think they want to be like somebody, and then when they find out what it's like to be that person, they can't handle it. And then they go and do something like jump off a roof or something.
Yeah, see, the whole selling your soul thing is crazy too, because I feel like that's what ends up happening is like for a little while they're like, oh yay, I'm like a big rapper or whatever now, and like then like
you realize what it's really like to be one.
I literally like am empty as fuck and have no soul, and now like all I can do is make music about how I have no soul and how I'm drunk as fuck.
And then look this, and then this is what I really want to talk about when it comes to selling soul. Like, people think it's all about, I signed a paper. No, you did something. It's something you did. It's like that thing. And
I know. Like, you probably feel different. Like, you probably don't feel like a human anymore. It's like you probably are just empty.
But what I mean is like, well, the point at which you sell your soul, I don't think is when you sign a paper. It's when you do something like what he did. It's when you do an irreversible act.
Oh, dude, if you figure out you raped your mom, it's over with. Like,
I'm saying, bro, but I think that's what it is. I think that's what it really is. I think when people sell their soul, it's an activity they did that they can never take back.
Yeah.
And that they know that that's what they have to live with, and they have to think about it like it's something that's something crazy. I don't know if it's like rape, or it could be murder, or it could be something, but like they went and did something, and it's like him, and he did that. And then he realized, oh, so this is why you guys act so cold. But I can't handle it, so I'm going to jump off the roof.
Yeah. Oh, he killed himself at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Because he couldn't handle it, bro. Those dudes were stronger mentally and emotionally than he was. And they've all done stuff like that. So
I know. Some people, bro, they already don't give a fuck. Like, some people, bro, I was watching this one video. This channel is insane, bro. It's called Explore With Us on YouTube. Like EWU. That's what they do. And what it is it's the actual interviews and sometimes body cam of interviewing murderers. And bro, I saw this fucking like kid, and he like murdered some homeless person and like cut off his head and was like keeping it in his room and shit. And he was like bragging and like laughing about how he killed the dude.
So this was in America, or?
Yeah, it was America. He was like literally like a 19-year-old kid, bro.
Okay. Grown man, technically, but okay.
Well, yeah, technically, yeah, for sure. But I guess if you saw him though, he looks like a kid.
I know, but look, 19's a grown man at the end of the day. You know,
Well, what I'm saying though is for somebody 19 to be laughing about killing somebody, I mean, it's like
he made that decision, man.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, he don't care. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
You know, because I think
because
about
at the end of the day,
I guess it's like when I think back to when I was 19, bro, like I viewed myself as a kid, bro. Ain't no fucking way. I was just like going to parties and like smoking weed and like just like I don't even know.
But
like,
you're not, though. If anything would happen, you have to go to prison with the adults.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I mean, dude got life in prison, which is good. But
I mean,
it is very crazy.
18, 19, you're an adult, and whether you feel like it or not.
I think that anyone that murders anyone should go. Like, there was this one thing that I was talking about. This is on a different channel, actually, but I think it was like an 11-year-old. He, like, murdered a 6-year-old. Like, brutally murdered him. And he ended up getting off in, like, 1 year, bro.
Okay, because he probably wasn't old enough to get serious time.
Yeah, but I mean, he literally, like, fucking, like, stabbed him, like, 40 times and then, like, tied his body to, like, the train tracks or something like that. Like, it was fucking, like, insane for a kid to do something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
So it's like, I think people like that, honestly, bro, I'm okay with them getting locked up. Like, I mean, do you really want that person? Like, I mean, even if they were young, when I was 10 or 11, you know, like I was playing PlayStation 2 and N64 and shit like we talked about, bro. I wasn't wanting to fucking murder a 6-year-old. So,
but it's like this though, like just because they don't take your life away and throw away the key doesn't mean there isn't serious ramifications that they are facing. Like, they may have to drug him up, put him in a mental hospital. They may have to do other things besides. It may not be prison. It may not necessarily be prison.
I think that once somebody kills somebody, they should be somewhere else. They shouldn't be allowed to just be around people like that anymore.
The judge just wants to be fair to a certain person, if they really meant to do that or if whatever, you know. It's things are really case by case, you know, really case by case. Like, say for even a grown up, like if you kill somebody, they do hear you out as to were you doing it for self-defense or not, because if you were, you can get off scot-free. But if you had any malicious intent, then that's when you have to get. That's
one thing I did learn though, bro, is if you are ever being interrogated, whether you didn't do it or did do it, you should always have an attorney. There's no doubt about it. It like never is a good thing to not have an attorney. Like, they give you an option and everything.
And sometimes it's better to be your own attorney
I'm telling you, bro.
Especially if your option is public defender, like you might.
The only thing that is weird is if they're on their side. Like, if your lawyer is on their side, then that's probably not a good thing.
If you're your best representative, just case by case. If you're your best representative that you can trust, you might as well go with yourself as your own attorney.
Well, you better speak very carefully. Let me just say it that way.
It depends on the It just depends on the person. If you don't know what you're doing, you better not. But if you feel like you can do it, you know, but you don't feel like there's any lawyer that you can get that would be good, then because the public defenders are usually not very good. They're gonna get you. They're just gonna.
Bro, it's dying. Well, there it goes. That is the end of the podcast, I guess. So, I guess I'll say goodbye for Fred and for me. So, was hoping that it didn't do that, but see y'all.